right, Froggy, where are they?
Where are what?
Where are they? And I can say the same thing to Fester. Fester, where are they? Come on.
They as in
come on.
jokes?
Where have they been?
Oh, man. Welcome, folks. It's the MJ Morning Show here on 104.7 FM. It's Q105. I think they should have changed this place to Q104.7 a long time ago.
You know, I was thinking the same thing.
You know, our biggest competitor is a 105. So, hey, just
Confusion in the marketplace.
Just a thought. Just a thought. All right, a little after 6 o'clock now, and here comes Roxanne. Roxanne, where are they?
The cones are all in the right side of the lane. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not talking about cones.
Well, I just called you. I just got off the phone with you a few minutes ago. Last time we talked about cones, so I thought it was a carryover for the cones conversation.
No carryover. But was I right, though? The cones blocked the right lane, but then they opened up to get off at 4th Street.
Yeah, but I just called Pat George. It's a bad backup now.
Yeah, so why aren't the construction crews done? Aren't the construction crews generally done by 5 a.m. or what the hell was that? Who just went,
Oh, sorry, I was adjusting my headphones.
Froggy is a massive exhaler.
Oh, my God. You just exhaled into the microphone.
Sorry.
Before every segment, you don't necessarily hear it, MJ, but off mic, he gives a... I just heard I get the downwind
It's
of
preparing myself for this.
Oh, you better hope he doesn't have like a garlicky dinner the night before.
It's not a garlicky dinner I smell.
That's got to be brutal. All right, so nothing to do with the cones. You were saying that Pat George, our traffic guy.
I just called him and said it is a mess now because it's all the way past 4th Street and towards MLK.
All right, so
There's
this
a
is
big backup.
I-275 southbound.
Correct.
So let's be very clear. I-275 southbound, coming off of the Howard Franklin. Is it backed up onto the Howard Franklin at this point?
It was backed up when I called you. It was backed up. And then it was just getting worse.
Yeah, it wasn't backed up where I needed to exit at 4th Street. I was a little concerned, though, because I saw that the right lane had all the traffic cones. I'm like, oh, man, I hope they don't have the exit blocked. And they didn't. If the cones open up right when the exit hits for the new 4th Street exit on southbound 275 for us to get to work. But then I did notice, I'm like, I had a little bit of a little sigh of relief because I noticed at about 5:20 or so that the traffic was backed up just after 4th Street. So just before you were getting to the Ulmerton MLK exit, it was starting to be all jammed up in there, and I saw all the brake lights and all the cars, so I just escaped that. But, of course, fast forward now 40 minutes later, and are they still working? Are they still?
Oh yes, they have a whole. Was the lane closed?
So there's nobody working. There was one truck there, but nobody working. But there were cones in the lane that directly leads to the 4th Street exit.
So why? That's what I was saying. But then it opened up so you could exit at 4th. Why are the cones still out if they're not working?
And past the 4th Street exit on I-275, then they started reconing. So they're closing one of those.
Hold on, they're reconing now?
In other words, there was a gap to get off on 4th.
Thigh gap?
Doug loved that, by the way. He thought that was the most hilarious thing we did yesterday.
Thigh cap. I thought he hated our show.
He does.
He likes funny stuff. That was funny.
He likes Roxanne.
He hates our show.
I heard that the dinner that I missed. I heard that the dinner that I missed, that Doug said something about radio is dead or something, or
Doug thinks radio is a dead medium.
You guys are in a dying profession. I'm like, well, way to pump up your wife there, Doug.
No, I think he was mad that somebody said something, but we won't get into all that. It was somebody else, and it was not myself or you,
Yeah,
MJ,
we can't get into that.
or Froggy.
Why not? Sounds like something I want to hear about.
But my point is, yesterday he saw that clip and he's like, "That's funny."
Can I point something else out? That more Americans, as far as media goes, use radio every single week. So more Americans utilize radio more than television, more than print media, and the last stats that I saw, even more than the internets, that radio's reach every single week is still king of the mountain. So just thought I'd point that out. All right, back to my original question from moments ago. Froggy, where are they? Can you not answer the question?
Where are they?
Oh, geez. All right, Fester, where are they?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, geez. All right, Roxanne, where are they? I'm not talking about the traffic cones, which is what derailed us into traffic talk in the first place.
Okay, what's the clue here? Where are they?
Where are they?
They.
Yours.
Your shorts. Your shorts. Where are they? Where are they? You're wearing pants today.
What, you're looking at my pants?
I looked right when I walked past here. I said, look at those pants. Yep.
All right, so Roxanne, where are yours? Fester, where are yours? Froggy, where are yours?
Where are yours?
This better be funny. It's better. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, give me, where are yours? My nuts are right here. What do you think? What's going on?
Oh, come on. Really?
Well, he asked me.
We have planters nuts.
It's not take your nuts to work day.
Have you not seen the news? Have you not seen
It's take your kids to work day.
Oh, really?
Oh, is it really?
Yes, today. So that's why I'm asking. Hey, Froggy, where are yours?
In school?
Fester, where are yours?
So I guess I wasn't that far off.
Yeah. Where are yours, Rox? It's Take Your Kids to Work Day 2024.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
according
okay.
to the U.S. Department of the Interior. Yeah, today is Bring a Kid to Work Day, April 25th, 2024.
I only bring my kids to work when I really need Andrew for free babysitting.
Yeah, I will be bringing my kids to work in May, if you guys don't mind. Not the entire month. Just like a week.
That's great. I'll bring my kids to work the entire month of May. Yeah, so I don't know what the Department of the Interior has to do with this, but I'm on the DOI.gov website. Bring a Kid to Work Day is an annual event held on the fourth Thursday of April. This year's event will be on Thursday, April 25th, 2024, with the theme Inspire to Aspire. It's about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Who came up with that?
Inspire to aspire?
Instilling a mindset that children can choose their own future. Well, listen, I don't have a problem with that. I just think that inspire to aspire, that just sounds kind of... the following resources are available for you and the children in your life to encourage learning and help them explore what is possible in their future. I guess they're doing a Microsoft Teams thing live from 10 to 3 today. Okay.
Sounds riveting.
I'm not going to be tuning into that. But again, I've got 3 parents in the room here that have kids that fall right smack in the middle of acceptable like if I brought Chloe to work today, I mean, Chloe's 22 years old. That's not a bring your kid to work day. How many people participate? What percentage of the country brings their... And is it an excused absence? If you do bring your kid to work day, is it an excused absence at school? That's a question I have.
Yeah.
All right, 6:08 at the MJ Morning Show. Just getting rolling here on Bring Your Kid to Work Day. Fester thinks it's Bring Your Nuts to Work Day. All right, great. All right, traffic's on. Here's Pat back in a minute. You got the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 620 here on a Thursday morning. And, man, there's some high drama in the room. I've got to get to the... Where's Fester?
It's a good thing he's out of the room. We're not getting to the bottom of anything.
Wait.
No, you can't.
Wait, whoa. You guys are just adding to... Andrew, can you try to send a search party out for Fester? He's probably sleeping in the office.
Oh, here he is.
Oh, here he comes. Yeah, how was your nap?
Good.
What?
Good. I thought that song was longer.
No, Roxanne, It Must Have Been Love is 3:39 to the very, very end.
I thought it was 4:39.
All right, geez, stop with your yawning.
Sorry.
All right, so we've got some drama in the room here.
That is private drama, and some stuff stays off air. And this is going to be one of those things, okay?
All right, hold on a minute.
Yes.
Let me just...
Fester, do you know what they're talking about?
I have no idea what they're talking about.
I brought something because I just heard generalities. I never heard what actually happened. But if you're a regular listener of the show, you know that Fester, Roxanne, and Froggy and their associated family members, they all met, what was it, a month ago?
Yeah,
a month ago or so.
A couple months.
Maybe
They all had a dinner at Ford's Garage.
It was lovely.
Up in the West Chase area. So the Ford's Garage right near the PDQ is up there. You got Costco right there. And Michelle and I were invited while they're actually sitting down at the table. Hey, you guys want to join us at Ford's Garage?
That was totally Kim's idea.
Yeah.
She's like, did you invite him? I was like, no. She's like, we should. I was like, if you want to, okay.
Kim calls us. Froggy's wife calls me to invite me and Michelle to Ford's Garage as you guys were sitting down for dinner on like a Tuesday or Wednesday night.
Hey, at least you got invited.
It was Tuesday because that's the day kids eat.
Oh, that's right. It was kids eat free night.
Yes.
Right. So I heard either the next day or the subsequent day that something very uncomfortable happened at dinner. I'm trying to remember who. Froggy,
Fester. It wasn't Froggy. I can tell you that. It was probably Fester who told you.
I can't remember, but somebody alerted me that something very, very uncomfortable happened. Nothing to do with Ford's Garage, because you guys had a great time. It was something with the associated party involved here. And just something. Oh my!
Look at them arguing.
Hold on. There's all kinds.
Roxanne thinks she knows something.
Hold on. There's all kinds of this.
I know what I know.
There's off mic like banter going on between Fester and Roxanne. All I know is that something happened. I was alerted that something uncomfortable happened, and I would like to get to the bottom of it right here, right now.
Okay, well, you're going to have to get to the bottom of it with me not in this room because I will leave.
What?
And when I come back, it'll just be the Roxanne Wilder show. That is how mad I will be. My head will explode.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? What, are you going to kill us all? What do you mean it'll just be the rock?
Yeah.
Wait, so no MJ, no Fester, no just the Roxanne Wilder show?
That is my emphasis as to how important this is that we stop talking about this. We got through this. I know that Fester obviously went to you after the lunch and said, or dinner, and said, "Oh, Doug was bad mouthing radio." Well, he could badmouth anything he wanted to after what happened. But but you told him that. You told him that. You didn't tell him the thing.
He asked me, he goes, "What'd you guys talk about?" I was like, "I don't know." And he goes, and he says, "What'd Doug have to say about anything?" And I was like, he's not a big fan of us.
Yeah,
that was about right.
He's not a big fan of you.
There's a reason. There's a reason because of something that was said, and it just like, okay, but we're not talking about that, MJ. So we're not talking about that. That's going to be kept amongst. So there are some things that stay in private, and that stays in private.
What Roxanne doesn't know, which she's assuming instead of being rational, is I told MJ, listen, I don't think Doug's a very big fan of this show. And especially MJ. And
why'd you say him?
Because I don't think I'm telling you, I don't think so.
Okay, so wait a second. Wait, let's.
Do you realize that you guys are making this more intriguing for me?
I know.
I want to know what the freaking freak happened.
It's never going to be discussed, and if it is, I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
What do you
okay,
mean this is
because it's important. It's private. Let me just put it to you like
you're
this.
making this
You're
more. I mean,
clap-talking.
Roxanne, you're like dangling the biggest freaking carrot of all time in front of me now. You're making this
Guess what?
more intriguing.
Well, I'm gonna slap you in the face with that carrot if you keep asking about it. Okay.
Don't do other things.
Yeah,
with it.
don't threaten him with a good time. Hey, all right, we're slapping with carrots.
MJ, you really can't talk about it.
It's really not to be discussed.
But
Oh my-
Fester,
There are things. Listen, there are things
Fester
that
had a
happen in your
major-
life that we don't discuss,
Fester,
and this is
what-
one of those things.
what did you do?
Fester had a major screw.
All right, hold on. I want it from Froggy. Hold on.
No,
Hold
I'm
on.
saying it up.
All right, Froggy, you said what?
He had a major screw up that I was shocked when he did it.
You guys are just going to Ford's Garage for Kids Eat Free Tuesday night, and Fester has a major screw up that is causing Roxanne to want to murder us and walk out on the show if I bring this up?
Fester did something and then told someone about something, and it was a catastrophic mistake.
It was a catastrophic mistake.
That's it.
Catastrophic, and we're just gonna leave it at
And
that.
Fester's an idiot.
I don't view it as a catastrophic mistake. Other people didn't find it as entertaining as I did, and it's
Nobody
over.
found
It's
it
over. It's
entertaining.
over.
What the hell did you do, Fester?
I've sworn
It's-
to a vow of
Yeah,
secrecy.
thank you.
Oh my-
That's the only reason our relationship
I-
will stay intact is because, yes, that's
It sounds like it's a mystery and a miracle that you're sitting next to him right now with
It is.
whatever happened.
it is. But
Did you ever do something you think it's going to be like funny level 10, and then it's like funny level negative like
Yeah.
8?
yeah, I feel like
That was
No, funny little negative 800.
Oh, you mean your barometer was grossly miscalibrated?
no. My barometer was on point.
Okay.
Everybody else's barometer was miscalculated,
Broken.
completely defunct,
yeah.
Smashed.
obliterated.
and now he has an enemy for life.
Oh, and now Doug
No,
hates Fester?
Well, I will tell you, yesterday he laughed really hard when I showed him the clips of us talking about trimming bushes, and Fester said, "I like a big hairy bush." Doug let out a guffaw.
No, what, Harry? No,
What-
bushy
is that what you
bush.
said? Bushy bush? Whatever.
you go.
I'm sorry.
I believe friends
Yeah.
can be upset with each other in an isolated incident and move past things. And I don't even know why this is being brought up 6 weeks later.
And by the way, the bush talk was about trees and bushes because Roxanne's neighbor apparently trimmed their bushes for them, opening up some kind of a gap, and then that I tossed in. You mean like thigh gap? And then anyway.
Yeah, so it got derailed, and it
So
was really
I'm
funny.
never gonna know what the hell happened
And-
at your
and-
little get-together dinner.
Consider yourself in a witness protection program. Consider yourself safe.
but
You're
I don't-
safe to not know. If you know, you're not safe.
All right, does this mean there'll be never again another dinner amongst you three?
No, I don't think
no,
that.
no. We got no. It's because it's
So-
just.
So
Doug won't be sitting by Fester. though.
that's probably true.
Oh my God!
The-
What happened?
So, chances are I'm going to die before you, MJ, even though you're a couple years older.
No.
On my deathbed,
What happened?
on my deathbed, I may whisper it to you.
That
What
is dead.
happened?
Allison, bring it, MJ. This is what happened between
so, like,
me and Doug.
Those waiting for the O.J. Simpson
Yes.
deathbed confession and
Yes.
didn't get it. You are gonna have a deathbed confession.
Bring it, MJ. Bring him quick, MJ.
It
What
was
happened?
2014.
Doug.
I mean,
and
24.
Me and Doug. I got a light.
Ford's garage.
Rosebud.
Hey, by the way, MJ, did you play a whole Ozempic song before the show?
You heard that?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm in the office, right? And we're preparing for the show. And it's like 5:58, and I hear it's not just it's the Ozempic commercial donut where it sings at the beginning, and then it has the long bed where they talk about all the side effects.
All right, so
You just hit anything to fill that space?
well,
I don't understand.
here's the deal. I needed to fill like a minute and a half, and instead of playing the MJ wake up songs and all the I got my hands on the Ozempic. This is a crazy story. I was scrolling Instagram last weekend, and I was just scrolling the reels, right? And, you get the ads and the reels, and then suddenly there's an Ozempic ad on Instagram, and they're scrolling in the ad like all of the legal and all of the contraindications, all the side effects. They're rolling a whole like a credits crawl of all of the things you need to know about Ozempic. And they're playing just this Ozempic music. And I've never heard that much Ozempic music because typically you just hear, Ozempic, and then the music underneath, and they're doing all their talking. But I've never heard it in the clear. So I'm like, oh, my God, I got to get that Ozempic music for whenever we talk about Ozempic face or whatever. And then I'm trying to find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm walking last night, and as I'm getting close to the house, I just hit my Instagram to just check on, how many video hits, and I ended up on the scroll, and there was the Ozempic ad again with the music. I'm like, oh, my God, I got to get into the house. So I ran into the house. I hooked my phone up through my, sound equipment, and then I recorded it. So it's the whole lead-in. You actually think that this might be Pilot's song Magic, but it's not, because then it goes... Ozempic. All right, and then...
And that's it.
And then now it's the whole... It's like 2 minutes.
And then it's like,
hang on,
this is the part.
Crazy.
Here we go. So...
And then it says, Ozempic is a drug used for diabetics that a lot of fat people are not using.
This is
Some
where
side effects of Ozempic might be diarrhea.
This was where all the the legal mumbo jumbo, the side effects, or
the talk over.
This is where the voiceover guys usually yackulating, and then they go la 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 la.
Ozempic may not be for everybody. Consult your doctor.
That's it. So Froggy, yes, I use this as filler to get to the top of the hour.
Jesus. Could have used anything else.
All right, so we now have an all-purpose Ozempic jingle bed here. All right, 6:32 at the MJ. This is a weird freaking start to the show today. Roxanne, I got to know what happened.
Oh boy.
Listen, on your deathbed, he just told on Fester's deathbed, he just told you. Did you? Speaking of which, OJ, I was watching a documentary on him, and a guy was talking to him like, "What happened?" He's like, "Man, you don't want to know." He's like, "What really happened that night?" This is one of his close people, and he's like, "You don't want to know." So that's what I'm going to tell you, MJ. You don't want to know.
Yes, I do.
Oh no, you do want to know, but you will know on your on my deathbed.
It's even more intriguing. 6:33 at the MJ Morning Show. Weather tight Mike would love to come out and give you an estimate.
Morons on the MJ Morning Show.
On the MJ Morning Show, the woman says, this is a really, 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 really dumb decision. I would have to concur. What happened? Why is this a Morons in the news story? Here in Florida, a woman told Channel 6 News. So this would be what? I guess this happened down in Kendall. So what is that, News 6?
Okay.
Yeah, down there. A woman told News 6 that she and her boyfriend, a fellow bodybuilder, made a huge mistake when they conducted a photo shoot with an assault rifle at a West Kendall strip mall.
Yeah.
Which happens to also have a daycare center. You know, I was walking through West Shore Plaza, and I told the story yesterday that I don't really go to malls much, and I have not walked through West Shore Plaza Mall in maybe 10, 12 years. It's been a while. You know, I'm a destination guy. So I wear New Balance. I love the 990s, right? So I needed some new 990s because I'm walking a lot every week. So the other day, I go just directly to New Balance, and I decided, you know what? All this West Shore Mall hoopla, they're knocking the place down. Anyway, as I revealed, the cart appears to be a little before the horse right now, and all the media is going all gaga. West Shore Plaza, they're going to rip that. Folks, it's years away because the original money pulled out. So right now, they don't have a monetary deal to do this billion-dollar project at West Shore. They've got to, go find money. So, none of the media has reported on that. No one's brought up the fact that the original backing for the project has pulled out. Yeah, the original deal was with Lincoln Properties, and that fell through. They pulled their money out of the deal. So now this Washington group out of Ohio, they got to find new money. So this thing is not even remotely imminent. All right, so I'm walking through West Shore, and listen, West Shore has seen much better days. And there's just lots of little like pop. It's almost like places that you would typically find at like the Wagon Wheel Flea Market.
Yeah.
Now have a storefront in West Shore Plaza Mall.
Wagon Wheel closed. What are we going to do? Let's open up at the West Shore Mall.
Right.
So, but it's sort of like that. So they're filling places with, and I think I walked by like a daycare center where like the Walden Books used to be or something,
What?
Yeah.
In the mall?
Yes, I think I'm pretty sure I walked by like a daycare center or something, or like some early childhood development deal, or it just looked like you drop your kids off in the morning and right in the middle of the mall. Anyway, so here's a woman. They conducted a photo shoot. She and her bodybuilder boyfriend conduct a photo shoot with an assault rifle at a West Kendall, Florida strip mall. Police said a panicked mother called them after seeing the gun pointed at the daycare center. That led Miami-Dade police to arrest the pair. This is earlier this week on felony charges of aggravated assault with a firearm and exhibiting a firearm on school property.
So the strip mall is suddenly school property?
What the heck? Well, I think there's a strip mall, and then I think there was a daycare center right next door. Yeah. What the heck?
All right.
It's just bizarre.
Strange.
Who would think that it's a good idea to have an assault rifle displayed in public, at a mall or a strip mall, a shopping center? Who would think that people would not see this and panic? Is this audio from the news report?
This is from Channel 10?
This is Channel 10 Miami.
Yes.
All right, go. You got a 6 in Miami. You got a 4 in Miami. You got a 10 in Miami. All right, go back to the beginning of the report. Let me go back, very beginning. All right, here we go. All right.
Daycare scare caught on camera.
A couple seen actually posing with an assault rifle just feet away from the facility. And Local 10's Lauren Livingston is live at the jail with how one of the suspects explained her actions. And I know she says she's sorry, but it was a crazy photo shoot.
An interesting photo shoot nonetheless. Even the judge this morning in bond court quipped about how she's seen a lot of stuff come across affidavit-wise, but this was different. And like you said, one of these defendants, she's out of jail now. We're waiting on her boyfriend to be released, but she did apologize for what happened yesterday afternoon.
Okay.
Just apologize for everything that happened because it was a huge misunderstanding, huge mistake.
Estrella Pereira says she regrets everything. Miami-Dade police say this surveillance video shows Pereira and her boyfriend, Miguel Ruiz, in the parking lot in front of Devon Air Kitty College, apparently with assault rifles.
All right, so yes. I mean, and then people are panicking, saying, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
You got a couple with assault rifles in public in a parking lot in front of a daycare center in front of Kitty College.
So listen, I support the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, and to carry. But if you're walking around with an assault rifle, you're making yourself a target all of a sudden.
Yeah, you are.
This is why we call it Morons in the News. You got to see this. I don't do many Canadian stories.
Oh, it's got to be good then.
Well, there's also a show and tell. There's a little there's a picture to go along with this. So the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, all right, pull over a driver, and you're not going to believe what they saw. The driver is operating the car with no steering wheel. Go to.
What is just turning the little thing?
Hang on, you got to see this.
Turning them.
Hold on, you got to see it. Go to mjmorningshow.com right now, Fester. And folks, when you get a chance and you can safely go to mjmorningshow.com, go to our website and then click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. Fester, you were just there. Go back.
That was a different page. I'm going to our.
No, but that's where you were.
That's the photo.
Yeah, okay, you got okay. So go to mjmorningshow.com and then click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. This guy is driving around up in Canada. He was pulled over for, what was the reason why he was pulled over? He was pulled over for just a traffic stop. And
he had no license on him.
He had no steering wheel.
And license was the least of his problems.
The guy had no steering wheel. Scroll down. The guy had, the bolt is coming out of the center of the steering column. Right? There's just a bolt coming out.
Would he have a wrench?
No, close. Yes, he had a pair of vice grips.
Look at this. The vice grips that you kind of
look at this.
He's just like,
the guy has vice grips, and he's just turning the car with vice grips.
That's got to be hard.
Those vice grips are super tight.
No,
but if it's not power steering?
Yeah.
But look at the steering column. The whole steering column is like obliterated. There's like...
You should have put a video game wheel or something on that.
All you have are like the stalks for the turn signal and the wipers, and then there's no steering wheel, just a metal rod, a bolt coming out of the center with a pair of vice grips on there. They're just using vice grips to turn the car.
I would like to try that.
Yeah, where did he have to go so desperately that he was like, I'll just take my car with no steering wheel?
It's functional. He could have been driving for months this.
This is something Fester would do.
Listen.
Does that vice grip come with an airbag?
No, that's ridiculous, Froggy.
No, the airbag's not there because the airbag would have been in the steering wheel. That's crazy.
You're dead if you get hit.
Oh, man.
You have a vice grip in your head.
All right. 6:51 at the MJ Morning Show. Early morons of the news here on the MJ Morning Show. 7 o'clock hour is minutes away. Oh, man. There are a couple of, I don't want to give too much away. I don't want, but there's something that happened with a Secret Service agent, and then it has to do with a very high-ranking member of the U.S. government, but then that'll morph into a very creepy additional story. So it's kind of like a two-for bonus. So we'll get to that. Also, all the rumblings of the TikTok ban. The TikTok CEO is saying, we're not going anywhere. Well, the U.S. government has a little bit of a different idea here. All right, so the TikTok drama is heating up. Folks, stand by. We are back in minutes with a lot of crap on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. That is terrible, Fester. How do you stumble upon that?
I was on MJMorningshow.com to look at the picture of the Canadian guy driving with a vice grip. And I guess I accidentally scrolled on the contact link off of our homepage, MJMorningshow.com, is a little contact tab.
Yeah.
And it's the first thing that pops up. We have an About section on our website, which I never knew.
About the MJ Morning Show. Hey, who wrote this?
It is one line.
This is awful. So about, from our website, about the MJ Morning Show.
If you've never heard us before and you want to know what we're all about, I read abouts on things I don't know about.
Yeah.
What are they about? Tell me.
Like a company or something you want to know. You go to the website and there's a lot of times there's an information or an about section. And on MJMorningshow.com, which forwards to, Q105, the About section reads, catch MJ, Roxanne, Froggy, and Fester on weekday mornings on Tampa Bay's Q105. Fun 80s music and a few laughs to get your day started right. What the... Who wrote that? How long has that been on? It's like since the beginning?
Since day one.
A few laughs. Probably less than a few.
Oh, hey, fun 80s music.
Hi,
Yeah,
everybody.
come on, it's time for some fun 80s music.
And a few laughs.
Yes.
Not a lot of laughs, just a few.
Some days we're pushing a few. But that's the description of the
Yeah.
show. If you were an alien, and you came to this planet and you tuned in our frequency and you heard about the website and you figured out how to navigate the web. And
I'm thinking it's 12 songs an hour, and we're just doing some quick comedy bits over 15-second song intros. Hey, couple of laughs. couple of laughs.
Hit the zinger and then right to the music.
Couple of laughs, get your day going. What, Fester, could you please spearhead this?
I think they've hit the mark on the description.
Actually, I want you to spear whoever wrote this and put this on the website.
I don't say that about my boarded show where we have a few laughs and a lot of music.
Now, do you play fun 80s music like we do, or do you play like,
Nothing but dreary songs, actually. Funeral songs.
Only depressing, dreary songs.
Dun, 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 dun,
Let's kick off the show with Wind Beneath My Wings.
Hang on a minute.
I think we play that here, don't we?
You're listening to Dreary FM.
Yeah.
Here's Mike and the Mechanics in the living years. Your father died and you didn't reconcile before he died.
I
and
know.
in the living years.
Do we play that?
Play it. Do we? I don't know.
It's Funeral FM.
That's another one.
That would be something.
Embalming radio or
Oh.
Cremation 105,
It's the mighty morgue.
The embalmed song of the day.
Morgue FM.
Morgue FM. Nobody's cooler than us.
That's perfect.
Oh man! All right, Fester, can you please get this rewritten?
I will
not that anyone digs that deep in our website, but
Yeah,
I'm sure
please.
some people have seen this.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, some fun 80s music and a few laughs to get your day cranking. Hey.
But here's the problem. If you go to our website and the intention of you visiting mjmorningshow.com is to send MJ an email, you click the contact. It's the first thing that comes up. Then underneath it says, you can send MJ an email at mj@mjmorningshow.com.
I can think of a few shows in town that could fit that description. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
All
But
right.
else, I mean, come on.
I'm gonna listen.
All right, we've talked about bully tipping a bunch of times on this show. Fester, can you quiet your throat? No, it's like your throat clearing and coughing it's like you're almost right into the microphone.
But have you noticed it's been more in the last
It has been, yes.
Because I'm super phlegmy in the last 48 hours.
I don't want to hear about your.
Yeah, it's really.
Why don't you move to Flemington, New Jersey then? Okay. All right, so here we go. It's guilt tipping, man. The answer is guilt tipping. And the answer is don't be bullied into guilt tipping. I refuse to tip in places that we never tipped them until 2 years ago, with everyone looking for a tip on everything these days. So I came across a story and some stats that Americans are forking over, on average, close to $500 a year in tipping more than we want to tip. This is new research I'm telling you, it's guilt tipping. It is out of control. And, there are signs that Americans are starting to push back a little bit here on guilt tipping. I've been pushing back since the advent, since the beginning of guilt tipping, which, it started really in earnest. It really got bad, during COVID. And I understood that in certain situations where you wouldn't tip because of COVID and people working, that there was a place. But then after COVID ended, per se, people then expected the COVID tipping to continue. And it's just morphed into this guilt tipping. And then the addition of places where you never used to previously tip, hands are out for a tip. But this is really dramatic. New research shows that the average American spends an estimated $454 a year tipping more than they'd like to. 26% of the people in this research, this survey, say they're always or often put on the spot and guilted into tipping more than they normally would tip, or if ever they would tip on a particular purchase or a service,
Yeah.
for instance. Wow. I mean, that's significant money. I mean, $454. I mean, close to $500. What could you do with the $500? You know, buy your kids some more clothes, some more shoes, you know, whatever.
Send him to camp.
I mean, close to $500 a year that people are being guilt-tipped into, you know, shelling out that kind of money.
I went to I was at Sparkman Wharf, and they have like this little stand where they sell like pre-made popsicles.
Are you talking about they have all the metal containers?
No, yeah, that's where it is. But they had like a cart, right?
Okay, so it's a cart.
Yeah, and
because they also have some of the businesses inside the metal shipping containers.
And I'm there with my son, and they have all these funky flavors, like, you know, not like chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. It was like, you know, mango, agave,
lemon turd.
Yeah, I wish they had something as good as a lemon turd.
Lemon turd.
That's interesting.
Notice the real brown flecks.
So
we get
come on.
We get the lemon turd.
Lemon curd is good. Lemon turd is not.
So after I had my vanilla vomit, Hudson enjoyed the lemon turd, and then the woman, you know, she was very friendly, and I ordered my two, and it wasn't expensive. It was like that weird thing where it's not too much money, but it wasn't cheap. You know, it was like $12 for 2 popsicles. And I'm like,
that's like $6 a popsicle.
I was like, okay,
that's pretty expensive for a popsicle.
I'm like, okay, this better be the best damn lemon turd popsicle I've ever had in my whole life. And she goes, and we're going to ask you one little question on the screen.
What might that little question be? Would you like to tip on top of your $6 popsicle?
It was like $3, $5, $7.
Wait, hold on. It wasn't even a percent?
I think it was like had hard dollar
Those
amounts.
were hard dollar amounts,
And,
not even a percent?
And then it was like, or skip. And I'm like, I'm just going to...
Because if you were at $12, you know, 10% tip would be what, $1.20.
Yeah.
If you were at the 20%, it would be what, $2.40.
Yeah. So but it was like $2, $4,
or
$6, or something like that.
the other button, the last button was send my kid to college.
Right.
Boop.
And I'm like, I'm just gonna hit the skip right here, and she's like, here's your lemon turd.
Yeah.
Turd.
Well, then, you know, when you don't tip, you know, you got the ones that are looking, they're kind of hovering to see if you tip. You got the hoverers. And then, but that's where the guilt comes in that, oh, they're watching me. Oh, no, man, they're watching. What if I hit no tip? Or some of those tipping devices, the screens that pop up, it makes it difficult. It's like, just give me a no tip button. Or a lot of times it's other or customize. Yeah. And then you got to go through a whole different like series, like some kind of rat through a maze to get to the I don't want to tip.
How about when you do get guilted to tip and nobody even acknowledges you?
Because
you just press the button.
So hold on, you're admitting that you get guilted into tipping?
100%. Yes. 20%, 25%.
What
yes.
Are you,
okay.
What, you like a plastic bag blowing in the wind?
She's the person they're looking for.
I'm the mark. Yes. So sometimes I get guilted.
You're the sucker that they're waiting for?
When they in the drive-through Starbucks, if they treat me well and then they show me, you know, really friendly, give me some smiles. I'm like, all right, you're getting a tip. Here you go.
You're already paying. You're paying 5 times the price for the drink at Starbucks than you probably should.
Thanks for being nice to me.
And then you're being guilted on tipping on top of your expensive Starbucks purchase.
It's crazy. It's insane. But then this is what really makes me mad is if I do get guilt tipped and I do it, and then nobody even makes eye contact with me. They don't even say thank you. They don't even care. I'm like, I guess I could have just done a big zero and this would have been the same treatment I would have received.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it would have been. My family and I, once every couple of weeks, we go to a very, very, very fancy takeout pizza place.
Which one? That's the Pizza? Is that Little Caesars?
Yeah, it's like once every 2 months. But every couple of weeks, we are bigger fans of Domino's. Very fancy.
Oh, Domino's.
They hail from Michigan.
Domino's
originated out of Ypsilanti,
but originally I think they're from Tuscany. Or are they from Puglia? Where are they from?
They emigrated to Ypsilanti, but originally.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So anyway, that was the first place I ever went where the guy turns the screen around and said, "They're going to ask you one question," and I remember that. So now I pay on the app. I'll order the pizza on the app and then pay with the card I have, and there's no opportunity for tip.
Gosh, you guys really hate tipping.
Yeah, and they know. They're
No,
like,
I have no problem tipping where tipping is customary. I'm just not getting roped in and suckered into this newfangled tipping where there are products, services, places you've gone to where a tip has never been expected, and then suddenly, boom, they're expecting you to leave a tip. I'm not going to be guilt-tipped. I have no problem pushing no in front of them. If I'm going to a fast food restaurant to pick up something from a counter and they're flipping a screen around or the screen wants me to tip, no. If I'm going to a nice restaurant and I get great service and the server is attentive, tip at least a 20% tip on tax. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to go to a fast food joint, pick up a burger and fries. I'm not going to Shake Shack and leaving a tip. All right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
all
It's
right.
going to be too much.
Oh, geez.
Anyway, back around, Americans are spending nearly $500 a year on tipping more than they like to, and that includes guilt tipping. 7:13 at the MJ Morning Show. The latest on TikTok. The TikTok CEO says, we're not going anywhere. Oh, man.
Ooh, digging their heels in, huh?
This is after the House and the Senate both voted on a TikTok ban, a sale or a ban. The president signed this amongst a lot of things in a much broader bill, but the president has signed this, and you got the TikTok CEO saying we're not going anywhere. Well, interestingly, we'll give you the latest details on that. And also, there's something else that I meant to mention yesterday when I was doing my little what is actually wrong with TikTok? What is all this about? There's something that is crucial, and I wanted to mention it yesterday. It just slipped my mind. And then I'm like, oh, man, after the show, I was like, I forgot to There's one element to TikTok that I think is totally bogus and a complete fraud. And I think it's all part of the Trojan horse scheme. And I don't know if you've heard this before, but you'll hear it next. Among many other things, because we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. I'll tell you. is the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Roxanne, don't panic. Yeah, Roxanne's panicking. What, you're not going to have canned foods anymore? Come on. This is a rare one-off thing. Yeah, Roxanne and I Roxanne and I have a little discussion about, did you see this woman?
Yeah.
Out in Colorado? She's paralyzed from a can of soup. I'm like, all right,
how does this happen?
Oh.
And that's the headline. I mean,
It is. Woman 23 in Colorado left paralyzed from the neck down and on a ventilator after eating a can of soup that contained deadly bacteria.
Golly.
So you feel like soup just lasts in perpetuity. Like you can get a canned soup and it's still good, but I guess there is an expiration for some.
Listen, this is clearly a bizarre, one in a jillion kind of thing. Roxanne, you don't need to you're Roxanne is like, you are visibly shaken by this story.
I'm shaken by the soup. No, I mean, the pictures are horrific. It's terrifying.
Got a ventilated tube down her throat and everything. This is awful. All right, so people familiar with the case said it was a contaminated can of soup.
What kind of soup?
It doesn't say.
Yeah, that's what frustrated me.
It doesn't say what brand.
No, you're right. Nor does it say the brand.
Maybe it was like Italian wedding soup or something. I don't know.
Have you guys ever had a negative soup experience?
Not that I can think of.
Is
What
that
about you?
Is that an NSE?
Yeah.
A negative soup experience?
I had a negative soup experience with a can of New England clam chowder from a national brand.
Ooh.
Campbell's, Progressive, which one?
Progressive is the insurance company.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Progresso.
I'm sorry, Progresso.
Progresso.
I'm sorry, Progresso.
Progresso happens to be the manufacturer of this brand.
Yeah, Flo got into the soup business now. It's Progressive Soups. All right.
And
so,
I
go
think it
ahead.
might have had a touch of botulism or something. I don't
really?
know. I don't know. I got very ill, and to this day, I've not touched a Progresso product.
Well, dude,
It's not the Progressive's
It's
fault.
not. It's not. It's my fault. It's meant. I mean, it's a fine product that's in every store across the country.
yeah, Progresso soups are fine.
But have you ever had a bad experience with one brand?
No, I've never had a bad soup experience.
I had one negative soup experience, and it was with New England clam chowder with Progresso.
The worst soup experience I ever had was when Sweet Tomatoes was still around.
Yeah.
And they shrunk the bowls. All right, you remember?
That was an NSE.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember the bowls at Sweet Tomatoes used to be like twice the size, and then they shrunk the bowls?
Right.
Oh, the eyeglasses.
I was about to say, didn't you have an encounter where you fished something out of the big vat?
Yes. Oh, I've told this story on the so I did have a negative soup experience, but not with a national brand in a can. I was skiing in Vail, and the kids were much younger. So Chloe and Julian were much younger, and they were in ski school. So we would drop them off at ski school early in the morning. They'd ski, with lessons in a class like all day long with, I don't know, it depends, 4, 6, 8 other skiers, depending on how many kids signed up that day. But they got lunch as well. And they would typically go to, if you know Vail Mountain, they would go to Mid-Vail. And Mid-Vail has a cafe, and on the bottom there was like a kids' cafe area where all the ski school kids went for lunch. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to take my break, and I never do lunch on the mountain. I never really take a break. When I ski up there, I go from 8:30 when the lift's open all the way to the closing bell, and I don't take a break. I'm just boom, 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 boom. That's how I'm getting 45, 50,000 vertical feet in a day. All right, so I decide, you know what? I'm going to surprise the kids. I'm going to show up for lunchtime. So I pop in for lunch, and Chloe and Julian are both there with their ski classes, and I decide to have a bowl of soup. So they have like a self-serve soup area, that big like metal stainless steel cauldron, and you've got the hinge top, and then the ladle has the little cutout slot that you close the little door on. They had a vegetable soup, and I like a good vegetable soup. So I grab the ladle, and I start digging around the bottom to get some of the good chunks of veggies that have sunk to the bottom, right? I'm dredging. It's like I'm the Army Corps of Engineers dredging the soup canal, all right?
Yeah, you're gonna build a port.
Yeah. So I got the ladle down there. I lift up the ladle to put into my bowl, and there were a pair of eyeglasses.
Nice.
A pair of prescription eyeglasses.
You don't know what's down there.
Were in the bottom of the freaking soup canister.
Obviously, whoever lost them couldn't see after they fell off their face.
Oh my God!
Couldn't find them.
It was like the Little Rascals episode. You know, like the Little Rascals episode where they made the cake and they're throwing shoes and underwear and all kinds of in the cake.
How did they not fish them out?
What?
How do they not fish out their glasses?
I don't
Like,
know.
when do they give up?
So I dig the ladle out and there's a pair of eyeglasses. And I'm like, whoops, okay. I'm just thinking about like the ear crud and wax on the end of the arm, end of the arms.
The outside back of the ear funk.
Yeah.
That's like if someone doesn't wash their ears.
No thanks. You know what? My original plan of I don't do lunch on the mountain. I just ski all day.
Yeah.
So I just hung with the kids for a little bit, and I said, okay. But that was my negative soup experience, Fester.
So the one in Colorado, I'm reading a little bit more about this.
Yeah.
It was a canned soup she got from a major retailer.
Yeah.
However, it was opened and then stored and then maybe not properly reheated or refrigerated.
We get these crazy stories. Remember, there was some like teenager or young adult that had leftover Chinese food.
Noodles,
Noodles or
Lo mein
rice.
or rice. I don't know.
There might have been a rice story and a lo mein noodle story.
Yeah.
But there was a story about like leftover rice or noodles, some Chinese restaurant deal. And I think the young man got like poisoned and maybe even died. I mean, just some crazy stuff. But again, this is really, really rare. So Roxanne, you don't have to worry. I don't think it's going to happen to you. I feel awful for the 23-year-old Colorado woman that was left paralyzed from the neck down on a ventilator after eating a contaminated canned soup. Roxanne, I think you're going to be okay.
I just thought of the most horrific joke about what kind of soup it was.
Oh, jeez. Really, Roxanne? Do we have to rein you in again?
Oh, no, I know what she's going to say.
What kind of soup was it?
Well,
don't say vegetable soup.
Okay, you said it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
That's terrible.
On,
that's terrible.
So
that's awful.
She's
God bless
paralyzed.
this girl.
She's on a ventilator.
But you know what? They should have said what kind of soup, and they should have said what kind of brand.
Yeah,
it wasn't the brand.
It wasn't the brand's fault.
It wasn't the brand's fault. They're blaming the way she stored it. If she kept it out on the counter for a couple of days, or she didn't properly heat it back up.
That's just her. That's her fault.
That's what they're attributing, because they went back to the store and tested all the other cans. Nothing came back in that grouping with any disease or were out of the ordinary.
That is the clock ticking on TikTok. Tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. Now we have the TikTok CEO. I mean, there's such irony. There's such hypocrisy. Listen, folks, if you're a regular listener to the show, you know that I am not on TikTok. I have been saying for years on this show what finally has really been brought to the forefront. I've been saying for years that TikTok is a Chinese spy operation. I'm out of Johnny-come-lately. I'm one of the pioneers on this as far as, having a microphone and a loud mouth. I've been saying this for even prior to the MJ Morning Show coming back.
You're essentially the Lewis and Clark. You're the Lewis of TikTok pointing outing.
I'm the Thomas Edison. You know what? I'm the Oppenheimer.
There you go.
Yes, I'm the Oppenheimer. All right, so, where do I begin? Just a couple of additional things on TikTok. As you know, the House passed the bill, including the TikTok either forced sale or ban. The Senate passed it earlier in the week, and then Biden, the president, signed it into law early yesterday. So yesterday morning, this is all part of a national security bill that would force TikTok to be sold by the owner ByteDance or face a ban here in the United States. it's a national security issue. But there's one other thing that I didn't mention, which I think is really important, and I'm calling BS. So for those that still don't understand what's going on with TikTok, it's a propaganda stream. It's a disinformation stream. You look at the current Israeli-Palestinian situation and just so much more disinformation and propagandizing for the Palestinians and against the Israelis exist on the platform. TikTok has the ability to stir discontent. Information can be weaponized. When you have TikTok on your phone, you have the app. They have access to everything, your address book, your contacts, your photos, your texts. They can get into everything. They can track your movements, your location. They can find your patterns. They can take you down rabbit holes and feed you. It's the perfect Trojan horse that has been let into the United States, in which the communist Chinese government has the ability to get really involved in the lives of Americans, and in many ways a very subtle and sneaky, surreptitious fashion, which to me is even spookier than seeing the danger smacking you right in the face. But look how TikTok was able to mobilize Americans to badger their congresspeople. I mean, it just shows what the platform can be used for. It's like an infiltration tunnel that has been drilled into the United States of America, where all of that data can go right back to the Chinese Communist government. So there's one other element that I didn't mention that I think is very important. And I had this like jotted down yesterday, and I just didn't mention it. And that is, I think that the views, the number of the count of the number of views that the videos get on TikTok, I think it is absolutely bogus crap. I think that the number of views is inflated to suck you in and to increase the perceived value of the platform. So you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You got a video. Someone puts up a video. It's got 12 million views. I think that is a crock of load. Okay. I don't believe their numbers. I think that the numbers are totally faked. And again, it's like back in the hood, back in the day, the crack dealers, they were handing out free crack. You remember this? This is a true story.
Get you hooked.
Exactly. They would hand out free crack, like free samples, like at Costco on a late Saturday morning.
Here's a little something for you to take home and try.
Yeah, you got a little stand on wheels, a little hairnet going on. Got some food service gloves on, and they're handing out crack in the hood because they were trying to get the folks hooked on the crack, because then you get the free sample, and then you start buying it. And then you become an addict, and you buy lots of crack from the dealers in the neighborhood. So I think that's exactly what TikTok has done. That they're inflating the numbers because it boosts and inflates the perceived self-importance of the individual that's putting the material on TikTok. Oh my God, I've got 34 million views. I've got 2.4 million views in just 36 hours. I think those numbers are absolutely inflated. I think they're a flat-out lie in many cases, and it's all part of the psychological wiggle to get TikTok into the lives of all of these Americans.
I think you're right.
So you think I'm right on my theory of inflated TikTok view numbers?
Because I think that's how our brains are wired, where it's like little, bits of food that you can feed people to entice them. Look how many likes you have. Look how many views you have.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's absolutely. It's
fish food.
It's fish food. It plays with your brain chemistry. There's no doubt about it. Without a doubt. And the CEO now of TikTok is saying we're not going anywhere. So just after Biden signed the TikTok for sale or ban, just after, the TikTok CEO is Xiao Chu, and he put a video up on TikTok declaring that rest assured we aren't going anywhere. And they are vowing a legal challenge. Make no mistake, he said, this is a ban on TikTok and a ban on you and your voice, Chu says in the video. listen, they're going to do whatever they can to not lose this conduit of information and intel going to the Chinese Communist government. They're going to do and say whatever. But there's just increased irony and hypocrisy here in that we're going to challenge this in the courts. Listen to this. In the video, Chu, the TikTok CEO, says that freedom of speech will be the company's argument. Wait a minute. And you're a Chinese company beholden to the Chinese Communist government where there's no freedom of speech?
Wait a second. Hold on now.
Hello? So
That's what you call master gaslighting.
oh my God. So the TikTok CEO says freedom of speech is going to be our cornerstone in going after the ban, saying that the bill becoming law is a disappointing moment. It's actually ironic because the freedom of expression on TikTok reflects the same American values that make the United States a beacon of freedom. You mean the complete opposite of the non-beacon of freedom that is communist China? Come on. Oh, man, it doesn't exist in China. The freedom of expression, freedom of speech. They disappear you over there.
Yeah, it's not a thing over there.
You get sent to re-education camps or you just fall off the face of the earth.
Just go away.
You'll be corrected.
You got to be kidding me. So Chu, the TikTok CEO, is trying to reassure users of TikTok they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And yeah, this could be tied up in the courts. The way it's set now is that TikTok has to find a buyer, a non-Chinese communist connected buyer, an American buyer, within 9 months, or the sale would be forced. Or I'm sorry, the sale would be or to be banned is what I should say.
So here's the worst part about this ban for me,
right?
Is all of these people who think they're really, really important, but really aren't. Who are coming out with, I want to buy TikTok. I should start a group. I've seen like a half a dozen people come forward and think that because what happens is a guy like Mark Zuckerberg or Elon or the guy who started, or Dempsey, what was the guy's name who started Twitter originally? They are
Jack Dorsey.
Yeah, they are so much bigger than everybody else. It's really big fish. They're the whales.
But there are delusions of grandeur with the people that are on some of the social platforms, and they think they're influencers, and they think that they're just much more influential. The whole influencer thing pisses me off. All right, before I move on here, you know what else bothers me? And it's not just TikTok. Because I don't have TikTok on my phone. I do not have the app, but have I seen things pop up on websites where you can see a TikTok video? But it's the same thing on Instagram. Same thing. And this drives me nuts. And like an example would be like these speed talking food reviewers. And it's like everyone's got some kind of, food review deal going on. But it seems that in my feed, I'll get like, I don't even know who these folks are, but they pop up and they're like some local people here in Tampa Bay, and they're just going through like this speed talk of, and this is the best cheeseburger in town, and the cheese is fantastic, and the lettuce is fantastic, and the bun is soft. It's a lovely potato roll. And they're just, it's like this, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's like just the rant. It's like take a freaking breath, but it's the same pace. It's the same cadence. If you're looking for the best fried shrimp in Tampa Bay, you go here and
you know what's
they cut out every breath to where it's just one long run-on sentence.
I was talking with Fester.
What's the point of that?
Yeah.
Well, the point is because it's view time. If you can get your message out in 15 seconds instead of 22 seconds, somebody's more likely to stay for the whole video, and then you get more credit for it. And then when more credit you get higher up on the algorithm.
It's the same tone, though. It's the same like cadence, pace. And this is the best cheeseburger in Tampa. And if you look at the perfectly melted cheese on the perfectly pressed potato roll with crisp lettuce and special sauce, and it's like this, it's just, oh my God.
Sounds entertaining to me.
You know what bugs me, or what's changing, and Fester, you and I had a conversation about this off air, is our sense of humor, particularly younger people. You know, I work with kids who are in the Gen Z category, and we do like exercises together when I do media coaching. Senses of humor are changing because what's funny to younger audience is literally just TikTok videos of music and people doing silly dances, and that's what's funny. That's humor. The like banter back and forth, it's not as much of a thing anymore, right?
Yep.
It's changing our sense of
Now,
humor. All
yeah.
the media we consume on TikTok.
I understand what you're saying. Now, last thing on TikTok here, they have until January 24th of next year, which is my birthday. They've got until my birthday, Jan 24 of 2025, to find the buyer or risk having the app just wiped here in the United States. And, of course, TikTok is saying they're going to utilize the U.S. justice system to tackle this from all angles. But, again, the irony, the hypocrisy here is that remedy would not be afforded to anyone in China if they wanted to challenge the Chinese government. So,
you know what, MJ? I'm going to start a group and get you a birthday present.
well, thank you.
We're going to buy you TikTok.
Hey, a completely different note here. I got to get Michelle on because there's something that's apparently troubling Roxanne. Roxanne
Is it when we're taking vacations?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
But no, this is. I mean, Roxanne texted my wife, and Michelle's like, why is Roxanne texting me? So Roxanne is very perturbed about something, and I know this is somewhat shocking, but we have no plans. All right, hold on. I think Michelle is working out early this morning.
Mama's got plans, this lady.
Let me see where Michelle is.
So I might be missing some time while you're not missing time.
Take the time, whatever.
Okay.
And I thought that maybe not. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can get Michelle on the phone. Let me see if I can raise her.
Let me see if I can raise her.
Let me see if I can raise her on the radio here.
Were you having like a seance or something here? Maybe.
Come to the phone.
Raise Michelle. I've never heard that. Let me see if I can't raise her.
Raise her from her slumber.
So, hey, lovely. Hey, sweetie. I thought you had an early workout at the gym today.
Tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Hey, lovely.
All right, I'm sorry.
Goodbye.
No. I know. I'm calling you for a reason. I know. Listen to me. I know this is somewhat shocking, but hey, can you turn the radio all the way down, Michelle?
Is that us in the background?
I hear like us in delay or something in the background. So if you can just
go.
All right. I know this is shocking. We have no plans for any summer vacation at this point. And usually, we put something together, and Roxanne keeps badgering me. Hey, what are the summer vacation plans so we can kind of coordinate so Roxanne and family can take off or we take off. And Michelle, we don't have any. I know this is shocking, but we have no summer vacation plans. And typically we would take, 2 different breaks. We would take like a June and then either a late July or an August. And Michelle, we've got nothing, zero on the books.
That's because the kids can't go with us. I want to go on vacation.
So this will be the first couples vacation you've taken in an extremely long time?
Well, I don't know. Our 30-year anniversary.
Yeah, you need a couple's vacation for your 30th anniversary.
Our 30th anniversary is coming up.
Go, Roxanne.
Hold on.
Come
What did you say, Michelle?
Do we really, though?
Really?
Yeah. Our 30th wedding anniversary is coming up in June. So June. What did you say?
Boo.
You should give Michelle a vacation by herself.
Exactly.
Right?
June 26th is our 30-year anniversary. Michelle, do you want to go somewhere? I said you pick wherever you want to go, and I'll make it happen.
You know what? It doesn't feel like fun traveling without the kids.
Oh, my God. I mean, what she's really saying is it's torture to travel with MJ.
What?
Take a friend's vacation.
You know what, Michelle? I don't think life is worth living anymore.
See ya.
Well, it's, we always have so much fun all together when we're doing stuff, and so,
All right, so
are we not taking a summer vacation?
Well, you're free to go somewhere.
Oh, I'm free to go?
Well, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I know the last person my wife wants to go on vacation with is me. She'll go with her girlfriends. She'll go with her cousins. She'll have a fun trip, but she doesn't want to go with me.
That's why we go on vacations with friends all the time, because We don't want to go with just each other.
Roxanne, the answer, Roxanne, is I don't know when we're taking vacation. You can hear we've got no plans whatsoever. This is the first time I can ever remember that we don't have some kind of a summer plan. We got nothing. Zero.
So the answer really, Roxanne, is take whatever time and book whatever time you need. MJ will take whatever time he needs, and the show will somehow continue with or without all of us or none of us or whatever.
With or without you.
With or without you.
With or without you.
With or without you.
Michelle, could you please come up with an anniversary trip that you'd like to take? And the clock is kind of ticking on getting decent airfare for the summer. So come up with something, all right?
All right, I'll come up with something.
So, Roxanne, I don't know.
That's fine.
I have no idea.
Well, this
I mean, if we like Azerbaijan, you guys like to travel.
Where's Borat from? Is he Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, let's go to Kazakhstan.
Oh, I didn't realize you were naming a place, Froggy. I just thought you had a Persian to Persian.
Wait a minute.
I thought Froggy was having a mini stroke. I'm like, what the hell is he trying to do?
Azerbaijan?
You've never heard of Azerbaijan?
No, I did, but Froggy started it with Froggy's the one that didn't know what it was called. He's like, Azerbaijan. I was like, what the hell's happening with Frog?
Like it was all corkied up good or
I'm
something?
just saying, he goes to like the craziest places. I mean, where are you going to go? Key West or Haiti?
Yeah, like we're going to St. Augustine. I'm just like, I'm going to St. blah, blah, blah.
Let's go to Keister West.
Yeah.
It's there.
Keister South.
Be careful what you ask for.
All right, Michelle, come up with a vacation for us, a plan for the summer, okay?
All right.
So Roxanne can quit freaking out.
I'll do that.
I mean, Roxanne's freaking out about botulized soup today and our lack of vacation plans.
Every day I ask him.
We'll get it done.
All right.
The worst thing that can happen, Roxanne, is you have a wonderful vacation, and then you don't have to see MJ for a week, 2 weeks when he takes his vacation.
Yeah.
Hey, Michelle, did you ever watch Designing Women, the TV show?
Delta Burke.
I had Delta Burke was my fat crush for like my formative years.
She wasn't even fat.
She was.
You look at episodes?
She was.
Michelle, did you ever watch Designing Women with Delta Burke?
I've seen it. I don't think I was like, watching it. It was a little.
This is a
for me.
famous 80s sitcom.
Yes.
And I had no idea. I just read a story this week that she was hooked on crystal meth.
Good for her.
Yeah, to lose weight.
That's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Delta Burke was on crystal meth. She had like this secret crystal meth addiction that she took crystal meth to lose weight and then she couldn't sleep for 5 days at a time.
Terrible.
My God.
She got a lot of crap for her weight back then, I remember.
She did.
So,
She was. They didn't have Ozempic back then.
the pressures.
Designing Women.
Designer drugs. No, those aren't designer drugs. Crystal meth is a hardcore drug, right?
Yeah, but Designing Women.
Where did she get it?
I don't know, but
It's really tough to find in Hollywood, I'm sure.
did you say Ozempic also?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yes, folks, I now have the entire Ozempic song that the voiceover guy even talks over. Here, listen.
What are you doing?
So this is where the commercial, this is where the guy be talking.
Who cares? I don't understand this.
Some real next level.
What's the
nerd
matter
stuff.
with you?
Okay.
You're playing donut loops on commercials?
For drug companies. All right, so
Roxanne said Ozempic, all right?
all right, we don't need it every time she says Ozempic.
Please, no more
Don't we have a
Ozempic.
song about crystal meth? We just
but
mentioned that as well.
I just was blown away.
So-
Delta Burke.
Do you know who her husband is?
Who?
Buddy Burke.
Who? Michelle? Who?
Is it Gerald McCraney?
Yeah. Do you know who he is?
You know, I recognize the face, but what
Yeah.
He was on this show Major Dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Major
Oh, yeah.
In
Dad?
the late 90s or
that's right.
late
Major
80s.
Dad.
Late 80s,
Wow.
early 90s. So he was a sitcom star too. And
Yeah.
she actually says taking crystal meth was like the best decision she ever made.
What?
Because she says it was
Did her teeth fall out?
No, but because she said it was worth it. And because of her meth and her drugs, that's the avenue that she met her husband through, and now she has this wonderful life.
Was Major Dad doing major meth as well?
Yeah, she had a major meth problem and married Major Dad.
Maybe Major Dad majorly saved her life. And
Thanks to meth, I met my husband.
Yeah.
Oh, methmatch.com.
Meth match.
Oh, yeah.
How is that
my
not
God.
Meth match.
Yeah.
Oh,
Meth mouth match.
well, people with like missing teeth and rotted gums and all kinds of scabs all over their face. It's meth match. Nope, I'm going to swipe left. Not enough scabs. I want more scabs.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the scabs here. Swipe right.
Oh, yeah, looks like we got some sepsis sitting in here. Yeah. Swipe right.
I'm missing my left incisor. She's missing her right. We make a perfect couple.
I've missed the whole dating app deal, but is it swipe right to accept and swipe left to get rid of? I don't even know which way it is. All right, Michelle, lovely talking to you.
All right, goodbye.
All right, bye-bye. Hey, did you see former Tampa Bay resident Gisele Bundchen pulled over by Miami area police, and she's like crying?
Yeah, I just sent that to you.
Yeah.
Fire Miami cops.
When did you send that to me?
2 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah, I kind of
You
saw
had it
this.
in your pile?
Kind of saw this yesterday.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. So Gisele Bundchen was apparently broken down in tears. She was pulled over by Surfside Police. So isn't that where the building collapsed?
Yes.
Surfside.
Yep.
So this is from TMZ yesterday. Gisele Bundchen, they got a picture. Gisele Bundchen's day started out rough. A cop pulled her over here in Florida, and she seemed pretty upset over it all, especially when she was handed her ticket.
Well, she can't afford it. I mean, why are you crying?
In the video, you see a Surfside PD officer pulling over a Mercedes G-Wagon. And not just any G-Wagon, but Gisele's G-Wagon.
Yeah, she's driving a $150,000 car. She's crying about a ticket.
Dude, try 185.
Whatever they are, they're ugly.
She's trying to get out of it. She's going like the hapless, stressed out role.
How does she not get out of the
Please
ticket?
don't give me a ticket. I'm Giselle.
All right, Giselle.
No.
All right, Ms. Bundchen Brady.
Please.
I'm not saying that celebrities ought to get special treatment, but
please,
you think that the cop might let Gisele Bundchen off?
I think Gisele needs to call Ty Trainer.
You know,
do you know who I am?
Yeah. Wow.
I am the Giselle.
I put the G's in Giselle.
John,
give me a ticket.
Yeah, so she got a ticket. I guess it was a routine traffic stop. Gisele is seen handing the Surfside officer down in South Florida the documents, probably license and registration, proof of insurance. And then the cop heads back to the squad car to, run the tags and everything, or run the information, see if the license is valid. But the cop comes back and hands her the ticket, and she's just crying, apparently, crying her eyes out.
Maybe she
What
was
is she, a 17-year-old girl?
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like the cop even cares. He's just going through the motions. I would think that if it wasn't like some egregious deal where she ran over a bunch of nuns crossing the street, that the cop would let Gisele Bundchen go with a warning or something. But here's Gisele in her gray G-Wagon. Is that a matte finish, or is that
I think it's matte.
Might be a matte
It's
finish.
matte.
A gray matte finish. Yeah.
Matt,
And she's just crying here. Anyway.
Please, officers.
Hey, something... I was kind of debating whether I was going to tell it, but it kind of fits right in. Last weekend, had our house tented.
And you started crying?
No. So last Friday, Magnum Pest Control, Magnum termite folks, they tented our house. Very happy with them. They did a fantastic job. And we had to leave, though. I could not stay in the house during the tenting process.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, it was a good call. I had to put the dogs in the kennel. So we were going to stay in a hotel. But then all the hotels like near our house were all booked, and the rates were through the roof. I mean, like $179 rooms are now like $389. I'm like, what the hell? And of course, it was Kenny Chesney. So Kenny Chesney must have sold out Ray J last Saturday night, and all of the hotels nearby, everything was sold out or the rates were through the roof. So friends of ours that live on Davis Islands, the wife was out of town on some kind of girls' trip, and the husband, good friend of ours as well, said, hey, you know what? We got it. No one's in the house but me all weekend. You can stay here. So we stayed at the house of our
some guy?
Listen, it's a married couple. It's a
You had a thruples weekend?
It's a married couple that we're good friends with, and we were invited to stay in the house.
Awkward.
So it's like Froggy getting his house tented. He comes over and stays with me and the old lady.
Yes, exactly. So we
walk into your bedroom.
You're welcome to come over. Bro.
So we stayed there, and now I got a little Giselle story because
What?
Well, our friends are the ones that lived like right across the street from Giselle and Tom Brady when they lived in South Tampa when he played for the Bucks, and they were still happy and together. And while they were together, they might not have been happy back then. All right, hold on. Let me finish the story in a second. Let me just give you the key word for the cash kitty. It is 8:01 at the MJ Morning Show, and this hour's word for the $1,000 is radiant. That's RADIANT. Maybe we can come up with a more difficult word. All right, so
I mean, that's got to be worth a lot in Scrabble.
This hour's word is radiant. RADIANT. Text radiant nationwide to 45911 before quarter after for a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. This hour's word, radiant. 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 Text it to 45911. Good luck. And then, of course, Cash Kitty's back at 10 a.m., and then it's back at noon, and then 3 and 5. All right, back to my story.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. I know you're real judgy when it comes to modern houses. Did you see the modern house on Baffin? You like that one?
Love it.
On what?
Baffin. That's right near where you were staying.
I must have walked by it.
Okay.
I don't think it made much of an impression. I don't know. I must not have made much of an impression. So I'm on Davis Islands Friday night and Saturday night. On Friday night, we got there late afternoon, and I have to do my walk, my early evening walk on Friday night. So our friend Mark says he'll go on the walk with me. I said, yeah, listen, I never really walked Davis Islands. It's not, where I live. So we go on like a 4.5 mile little walk loop. And I start running into people that I know while I'm walking. It's like, hey. And I ran into somebody that I knew, and they're calling out my name. Hey, what are you doing here? I'm like, hey, I'm staying on the island tonight. I'm walking around. And then somehow the conversation turned into Giselle Bundchen, and that she was just kind of bitchy, that she would walk her dog in the morning on Davis Islands, and this person that I know would see Giselle Bundchen walking the dog and said that she would never smile, would never say hello.
I don't smile when I walk.
Would never wave.
Who is your entitled
nothing.
friend that thinks he deserves a smile from a stranger?
She would listen. Do I
know this friend who you're referring to?
I don't know.
It's Hank. Do you know Hank?
I don't know. But this friend of mine that I ran into while walking said, "Yeah, Giselle Bundchen was kind of a bitch."
What?
Yeah.
What? Because she didn't smile? That's ridiculous. Whoever this friend is a jackass. This complete stranger did not acknowledge me and smile and give me what. He's not owed that.
Yeah, he sounds like the bitch.
Yeah.
Are these his initials?
What?
Hold on. Are you holding on to the?
Why are you saying BC?
Hold on. Hold the.
Roxanne's holding it. Does his initials BC?
Is it Brett Carpenter?
Oh, this is Brad Cummings.
Brett Carpenter. Is it Brett Carpenter?
No, it's.
Okay, tell your friend. Tell your friend. You always pressure us to tell our friends.
Is it Bill Callahan?
I think the BC. Are you referring to Brad Culpepper?
Nope.
Brad Culpepper.
So stupid.
Do
I know
These
your
are
friend?
stupid guessing games.
Because guess what? No, the person was not BC, but it's very funny that you put BC up there because we actually did see Brad Culpepper walking with his wife.
What a hoosity hoo! What a muckety muck up and down the street. There's MJ.
Brad Culpepper's wife, is that Monica?
Yes.
All right.
She's awesome. They're the sweetest.
Oh yeah, listen,
ever.
I've met Brad at numerous events over the years.
I love his commercials.
Yeah, what was Curlin saving a dog or something?
Hey, I was once at Kelly Ring's house for a Christmas party, and Brad Culpepper showed up in a Santa Claus outfit.
That's
Big deal.
I've always had a good experience with Brad
He's
Culpepper,
great.
and actually I did see him and his wife walking on Friday night, but I didn't have any interaction. Just saw him. And no, it was not him. It was someone else that said that Giselle Bundchen just.
But does Roxanne know him? That's what she
I,
really.
well, it's just like this sounds like the who's de who of
Whoever
strolling along the street.
I'm
huh?
just saying that Giselle Bundchen was pulled over, and I also got a story recently that she'd walk the dog and wouldn't look at anyone, say anything, wave,
You know what? That's
nothing.
ridiculous. MJ, that's like if you walked into a grocery store and just got what you wanted and didn't have any interactions, and somebody says, "I saw MJ at the Publix."
Well,
so let me tell you,
hey,
he's a prick.
But I talk to everyone.
But if you don't,
I take
too many people.
I take pictures with people in public.
But if you don't, and you have an isolated experience with somebody that's not what they think it should be, screw your friend, man.
And I'm with Fester. I find myself doing this sometimes. I will be in such deep thought and like concentrating. And if I pass by someone, I might not even, if I'm in my own world, I'm not going to smile at them. Not because I don't like them or I'm being rude, because I'm thinking about something.
And now, deep thoughts with Roxanne.
Don't worry, you don't need a life preserver.
Anyway, maybe it's that house. Because Jeter didn't talk to anyone either. Jeter didn't talk to Jeter didn't talk to any of the neighbors.
What's he going to do? Go out and say, "Hey guys, let's have a barbecue."
Yeah, what's MJ's semi-uppity friends here who think they're entitled to people acknowledgement? Walk your dog. I don't have to smile at you.
Is this the guy that hammered the entire wine last night that you put up?
Oh, did you see that video? No,
Yeah.
it's not the same
That was
person.
a little outrageous.
All right, folks, if you want to
If I did that, you would be like, Froggy, oh my God, you got to go to rehab.
Yeah,
Did you see that video, Fester?
I don't watch MJ's video.
Yes, you do.
Watch that one.
All right, go, folks. There's a video on my Instagram, and this is why you got to follow me.
All right, what do we got?
Give me a follow on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, or go to, when you get a chance, go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Now, I don't condone this. I can't control this.
That's a waste of wine.
This is out of my control. I don't condone this.
Yeah, you're sitting there laughing like a schoolgirl.
Hold on a minute. This is a friend of mine for probably 25 years. Invited Michelle and I out to dinner last night. We went to the Capitol Grill last night.
Imagine if Roxanne did this.
Hang on.
Right?
Let me
you
tell.
would wear me out.
Let me tell the story. I did not pay for dinner last night. I was invited. I did not pay for the wine. So my friend had a Magnum, which is a double bottle of wine, a Magnum. So essentially
a condom.
What?
Isn't that what the, I'm sorry.
A Magnum's a kind of condom, Roxanne. Very specific condom.
Have you ever known any Magnum users?
No, I just, for some people only know the Magnum under those terms. And so thank you for the wine education.
I know Magnum on the ice cream bar, those delicious Magnum ice cream bars.
Good.
You know who's not a Magnum condom user? Me.
Let me
I don't use them.
Hold on. Let me tell you right now that the whole Magnum condom thing. You could take a regular condom and stretch it over your head. I mean, it's like a stretchable latex. Anyway,
so have whatever kind of fun you want to have.
Hold on. So I'm looking at this video.
Howie Mandel.
I'm looking at this video. There's no audio. The audio is not pulled up here. I'm just watching the video.
I'm gonna have you bring up the audio,
Your
folks.
Your friend filled up the cup so high it spilled over and stained into the.
All right. So the wine glass. It's a big wine glass. It's a Magnum of Opus 1 2016. This is an expensive bottle of wine.
It's good.
It was delicious. It's fantastic.
It looks like he really enjoyed it.
But my friend does this all the time.
What?
And he will take a bottle of wine, fill it to the brim. So in a wine, he can almost take a full bottle of wine and fill it to the brim. And this is something he's done for years, where then he guzzles.
How's his liver?
Just like a.
Is this rich people party tricks?
Like a beer stand.
Drink. I watch it with the volume down. Were you guys chanting?
It's like a beer stand, And he filled the entire glass to the brim with wine, even a little spilled on the table, and then picks up the wine and guzzles the thing. I reset it and bring up the audio.
Did he drink anything else after that?
All right, bring up the audio. All right, go, hit it, go. All right, here we go. This is a 2016 Magnum of Opus One. I'm with a madman, okay? I cannot show his entire face. I can only show a little bit. This glass is like an infinity pool. It is to the very top. In fact, we lost a little bit. And you're going to guzzle this high-scoring Opus One. Is that what you're going to do?
That's correct.
All right, let's go. Again, I have to protect identity here.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's get it on.
All right.
You know what? Let's not protect identities. Let's be what it is.
Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. Oh, my God. And then it is gone.
This is disgusting.
It is gone.
Wow.
Holy moly. All right, so if you want to see the video, it's on my Instagram. The video reel is on Certified MJ Radio right now. Certified MJ Radio. Love this guy. Great friend for years. I don't condone this wine guzzling activity.
Does Roxanne know him?
In fact, no. Roxanne
his
is
initials
right.
H.
Roxanne is not. All right, now
H.
let me
Yeah.
read my caption.
Drinking like Johnny Depp.
My caption
Yeah.
on Instagram is, this is a wine guzzle of a completely filled glass of 2016 Magnum of Opus One. The 16 is a 98-point effort. I am at dinner, the Capitol Grill with a madman. On the other hand, I sipped and savored my conventional pour.
So, how much is a bottle of Opus One?
I don't know.
What do you give it a guess?
I think
You know.
Well, I don't think I think this is his bottle that they had stored there. I think you can have like at the Capitol Grill. I think
Yeah,
they have
you
like
can.
little lockers where you can have your own bottles of wine or something.
Did he drink more after that? I'm asking.
and then you tag.
Oh yeah, he had more after that.
Did you have to carry him out of there?
No, but his he had someone else drive for him.
Well,
so
I would imagine so.
he
But
did
I
not
mean, like,
drive.
was he stumbling and
that was
bumbling?
a whole
or,
bottle
yeah.
of wine you just chugged.
It was a Magnum. So
That's insane.
Again, a Magnum is a double bottle of wine. That's a Magnum. Roxanne, you brought up Magnum.
PI?
And Magnum condoms.
Yes.
I brought up the Magnum ice cream bar. And of course, I just had my house tented by Magnum termite and pest control.
Oh my
Magnums
God.
are everywhere.
I want to shoot myself with a Magnum.
With a 357 Magnum.
God. All right. Your friend,
He's a maniac.
he might.
Did you see my comment?
I mean, Froggy has the most accurate comment.
What did you say?
If you can't get help at charter, please get help. I mean, this is what you ever have a friend who like goes to like recovery and you
Dude,
always
if
say,
I had my friend did that around me.
and you have a friend that goes to recovery and you're like, oh wow, I didn't see any of the signs. Wow. This is wonderful.
Hey, Froggy, are you happy you brought this up? I wasn't even going to bring up the video on the show.
I mean, it's like if me or Roxanne are the
Yeah.
two wine drinkers in the
Yes.
room, if we did this
If-
at
Oh.
dinner.
If Roxanne did it, you would.
Or-
up one
Roxanne,
side of
or-
down.
Or if I had a friend who did it, it would be like
What
birds of a
kind of
feather.
alcoholic
Yeah.
friends are you hanging out
The
with?
mom's getting drunk. The moms are
I have
gone wild.
I've chastised this guy numerous times, and I've told him I don't condone the behavior.
You've just given up.
I've just given up. I've just given up. All right, so folks, I wasn't even going to talk about this, but Froggy brought it up.
Give me another glass of red wine.
There are things on my Instagram that get posted that I never talk about. Just another reason why. Give me a follow at Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio.
No, I'll get the bill. I'll get the bill.
Moving along. This is interesting, but then it morphs into a whole different story here. I don't know what the hell happened, but a Secret Service agent protecting the Vice President Kamala Harris got into a fight with other agents and even his superior and like apparently hit his boss in the face.
That's who I want protecting me because, they're not afraid to go after anybody.
At Joint Base Andrews.
Oh, wow.
A Secret Service agent tasked with protecting Vice President Kamala Harris brawled with several other agents on Monday morning. The agency has confirmed the altercation took place around 9 a.m. near Joint Base Andrews on the outskirts of Washington, D.C., prior to Harris's arrival on the scene. The agent in question, whose identity has not been revealed, was immediately removed from their assignment. The Secret Service has told media a Secret Service special agent supporting the vice president's departure from Joint Base Andrews began displaying behavior their colleagues found distressing and apparently hit a supervisor. I mean, this is insane. This is crazy. Now, that's not the only Kamala Harris vice presidential story to come across my plate last night. I've got to play this audio.
What, somebody saw her walking a dog and she didn't smile and then they're calling her names?
Nope.
Oh, okay, what?
This is regarding a prisoner in the Iowa penal system.
Oh. Okay.
This is just a weird story.
What did the Veep have to say about it?
Did I say Iowa? I'm sorry.
Iowa.
Idaho. All right.
Okay.
This is Idaho. There is a guy by the name of Parduhn, Parduhn, and apparently he shot a prison video, this Parduhn guy, and this is weird. Listen to the video message that Mr. Parduhn has delivered to Vice President Kamala Harris. Listen.
This message is for the President of the United States of America, Mr. Joe Biden. Sir, can you ask Kamala Harris if she'll send me a picture of her feet?
Yeah, WikiFeet. Let me see if she's on WikiFeet.
What?
Oh, I can't
So
bring it up.
actually, it was a message for the president, but wanting a picture of Kamala Harris's feet?
I bet you she's
her feet are probably
8 out of 10, maybe 7.
Is this like the first vice president he's made this request of? He didn't want Mike Pence's.
The guy's
feet?
name that's Branson A. Parduhn. I don't think he's going to get a Parduhn anytime soon. But this guy's in prison, I guess, on drug charges, and he has a message for Biden.
That's a Photoshop, Froggy.
And wants a picture of Kamala Harris's feet.
This message is for the President of the United States of America, Mr. Joe Biden.
Oh, man.
Sir, can you ask Kamala Harris if she'll send me a picture of her feet?
There you go.
Come on, dude.
Just
have some respect.
The weirdness that pervades.
She seems like she'd have a bunion or two.
We stop.
She probably has exquisite feet.
I would like to recognize and hand out a first of its kind award here on the MJ Morning Show. I think this is going to be the first ever Kind Thief Award.
Oh.
A kind thief.
A kind thief award. I know it sounds like it's a contradiction. It sounds like that those concepts are at odds, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I saw a video of a guy on YouTube who stole a bike out of a garage but stopped to pet the family dog.
Yeah, we talked about that. That was like a year ago or something.
That was super kind. That's what I think of when you say a kind thief.
Tell me what you think of when you hear this story. A thief steals a car. I saw this on Channel 8's website. It was a thief in the night, and Larry Carter Jr. can't believe he slept through it all. I ain't hear no horn, nothing. Car didn't crank. I would have heard it. Carter said someone took out the passenger window of his 2023 limited edition Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Red Eye Jailbreak.
Yeah, birdie.
How many damn names does that car have?
Tell you what, but Dodge knows all the search terms for the rich redneck boy.
The Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Redneck Jailbreak.
Sounds like a fast car.
And He believes they rolled the car out of his neighborhood in Winter Haven and then started the engine later, because I'm guessing that with a name like Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Red Eye Jailbreak, I'm guessing when you start that thing up, that's what it's going to sound like in the garage and exiting the driveway, right?
Yeah. Out of here.
Well, guess what? He didn't hear it, so he thinks that they might have pushed it out and then started it further away from the house. But here's where the story gets interesting.
Ooh.
It was special, it's
special.
Last call, got my mother's name, got Jesus on both sides, said Carter. It was meant for her. That's the main reason I got that car, because of her, to represent her.
You bought a car named a Hellcat to represent your mother?
A sign on the back windshield of the car said, in loving memory of Lorena Leonard, Carter's late mother, who passed away in March of 2019. Carter said he didn't take the car out very often, but when he did, his mother came with him. He kept some ashes of her in the cup holder, and those ashes were stolen with the car.
Oh, man.
She said, or he said, she meant the world to me. She meant the world. Actually, her and my dad, really. I felt like when I lost both of them, I feel like I wasn't nobody. I feel like I ain't have nobody.
I will work on grammar later. Let's focus on the
They
moral.
were in my corner. Carter immediately called the police. He called again on Tuesday morning after he found his mother's ashes hanging out of his mailbox. The Hellcat Red Eye Jailbreak Dodge Charger SRT thieves, they brought Mama back.
Yeah.
They brought her back and put Mama in the mailbox. Special delivery.
That's really sweet of them.
That's a first-class move right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
classy.
they stole the car, and they brought his mom's ashes back. That's why I think this is a great story for the first ever MJ Morning Show Kind Thief Award.
Yeah.
It is.
So if you're the thief,
Welcome to the KTAs.
come down to the radio station. We're going to have you fill out a form with your information, and we'll give you the award.
Yep. Come on down.
Boy, this car looks fast, man.
It does. Yep. How much? That's got to be a $100,000 car, right?
So I found a new one.
Yeah. How much are they?
Online. MSRP might be 80, 87.
Does it
89.
have a hammy?
I think it has a little bit bigger than that.
Did
But
you
yeah.
say bigger than a hammy?
That's creepy, man.
That's a Joe Dirt reference.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Brandy, Joe, or...
I never saw Joe Dirt.
What? Oh!
I never saw Joe Dirt.
When the girl heard that he had a Hemi, it like turned her on.
All right, guys, are you ready for the next chapter in Crackhead Barney?
Oh,
okay.
I love Crackhead Barney.
Oh, my God. This is whacked. Crackhead Barney. This is the woman that was badgering Alec Baldwin. Let me play this a little bit. This is the woman that cornered Alec Baldwin in that coffee shop in Manhattan. I mean, really just trying to get a rise out of Alec. And finally, Alec smacked the cell phone out of her hand that she was videoing him with.
Alec, can you please say Free Palestine one time? Why did you kill that lady? You killed that lady and got no jail time? No jail time, Alec? No jail time, Alec. You're putting innocent people in jail, Alec Baldwin. Free Palestine, Alec, just one time, and I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone, I swear. Just say Free Palestine one time. One time. One time.
Call the police.
One time, Alec. You know he's a criminal. You know he's a f***ing criminal. Come on, Alec, just say Free Palestine one time.
I mean, Alec is restraining himself. He's restraining, but you can see he's like boiling over.
Israel, Zionism.
Right?
Please.
I mean,
say
just
it.
an agitator
One
here.
time.
And then Alec just whacks the phone out of her hand. So that happened earlier this week.
Right.
This woman, Crackhead Barney, who's some kind of an internet content creator, agitator, was trying to get a reaction out of Alec Baldwin. She appeared on Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Oh, God.
Where the hell is that? Is that like
Jeez.
YouTube or something?
I
Is
think
that,
it's on the UK, right?
No, I don't even think it's on. Andrew, do we know where Alec?
Piers.
So it's
Piers Morgan.
Andrew says it's on YouTube.
It's a YouTube show. It's in its third season.
YouTube.
It's Piers Morgan Uncensored. Piers Morgan has crackhead Barney on the show.
I guess it's short on
Okay.
guess that day.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Andrew, the YouTube link that I sent you, could you please put that right now up on MJMorningshow.com? All right, give us a few minutes. Andrew's going to put the Piers Morgan video up on MJMorningshow.com in As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. All right, this is absolutely nuts. All right, now I got to fast forward in because I have the audio bites here, but Fester, do me a favor. Here, I want to, you got to see this woman. So
this is like 30 some odd minutes long.
It is, but go in a little further. I think you might have gone in. Oh no, I'm not playing it. So,
oh my God!
Yes,
she's amazing.
Oh my gosh,
she shows up on the show with a neck brace on, some kind of. She's a black woman. She has some kind of.
Andy Kaufman.
This is the best.
She has some kind of silver. She's got some kind of silver makeup on. Listen to the audio of this woman. Listen to what she did appearing on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Go.
First, I'm joined by Alec Baldwin's antagonist there, who calls herself crackhead Barney. Well, welcome to Uncensored.
Hey, Pierce! I've been waiting for you, Pierce Morgan!
Okay.
I wore my diaper today for you, Pierce. Do you like it?
Oh my
not particularly, no.
I can't take this woman.
I am such a fan.
And Pierce, can you bring me to Buckingham Palace? I would like to meet the Queen.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'd really like to meet the Queen.
I don't think the Queen, if you mean Queen Camilla, she is probably tied up with royal engagements at the moment. If you meant the Queen who
Well,
died.
get me in, Pierce.
Yeah.
Get me in, Pierce. I want it.
Okay, can I take you back, if I may, to what you did to Alec Baldwin? Can you explain why you did it?
What did I do to Alec Baldwin? Pierce, do you see the damage that Alec did to me? Do you see the damage? Look at my arms. Look at my arms, Pierce. Look at my neck. I was maimed by a white man on Monday. You're telling me what I did?
Yeah, you weren't maimed by Alec Baldwin on Monday, were you?
Hello.
I was maimed.
No,
my
you weren't.
hand is broken. My neck is broken.
No, it's
my
not.
legs. Look at my legs. My legs don't work. Look at this. Pierce, are you another white devil? Pierce Morgan.
When did your wig fall off?
Calls Piers Morgan the white
So
devil.
hold on. Stop the audio.
Is she crazy or brilliant?
So she's a black woman, and she is brilliant. She has
think she is.
has a Dolly Parton wig on. Her face
Sunglasses.
is painted
in silver paint.
She has dark sunglasses,
Neck
a neck
brace.
collar, a sling.
She has a tiny little halter top on that's pulled above her boobs.
Yeah. Are her boobs
are
real?
her boobs. Yes,
They're hanging
Her
out.
boobs are hanging out, and she has gauze.
Gauze.
She has gauze taped over
hurt her nipples.
over her nipples.
Okay, but her boobs, like if you watch them move, they look like animatronic.
No,
they don't look like.
Those are her.
Is this real?
Folks,
those are her boobs that have gauze on the parts. Then she's wearing a diaper.
she's got a diaper on. Her hand is bandaged, like she's got some kind of fake cast on.
Do this to me, Pierce. It's too early in the morning, Pierce.
Now her wig just flew off.
Not the wig. Your wig's come off.
And he says your wig has come off.
It's not a wig, Pierce. It's my hair. I'm a white woman. I identify as a white woman.
This lady is out of control. Andrew, do you have the video posted?
That's got to be an act.
Of course it's an act.
It's got to be an act.
Thank you.
Thank you, Froggy.
Thank you, brilliant Froggy.
We have some very expert commentary from Froggy here. Froggy, your reaction on Crackhead Barney.
Breaking news. It has to be an act.
It just reminds me of Andy Kaufman type stuff. I don't get it. I don't see many people like
You've
this.
got to see the video. It is on our website. Hopefully it's propagated. Go to mjmorningshow.com.
She's amazing.
And click on near the top. You'll see As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. And then look for the YouTube link for this insanity.
Look, Pierce, you're trying to spin this into some bull. I know exactly what you're doing, Pierce. I know your tactics.
You are.
You're
You
British.
are.
You're annoying. You eat tea and crumpets. You have your pinky in the air. You salute the queen, the crown, Buckingham Palace. Now I'm getting angry. Because, Pierce, this is what you do.
Oh, now you're getting angry.
You set people up for
Now you're getting angry.
you set people up. I know exactly what you do, Pierce. I know exactly because I do it too, Pierce.
Yeah.
And I have a fucking audience, Pierce. You think you could set me up, Pierce? Listen, Pierce.
I
I'm
think
a
you know
bigger
what I
white devil
think.
than
I
you
think
are, okay?
you're frankly.
Say it, Pierce.
I think honestly, crackhead, you are honestly pathetic.
Yes.
This is
And
one
you're
of the
calling
most
a black woman a
pathetic things I've ever had to endure
And you're calling me a
in
crackhead.
the long, illustrious history of
You're calling a
uncensored.
black woman a crackhead.
That's your name.
You're calling me.
That's your name on your Twitter feed. You call yourself
Am I a bigger
crackhead.
bitch than Meghan? Pierce, am I a bigger bitch than Meghan
Are
Markle?
you gonna
Am I a bigger bitch than Meghan Markle?
The question is why you did what you did to Alec Baldwin.
No, Pierce, I have a question. Am I a bigger bitch than Meghan Markle? Because, Buckingham Palace was complaining about the black girl, and I want to be that black girl.
Okay.
I want to be that black girl.
You know what, crackhead? I
I
tried to give you a hearing. You're not going to take it seriously. I actually think
you
you're
didn't
doing.
try anything.
You may want to
didn't
shout.
try anything,
Yeah, you may want to shout and scream at Alec Baldwin. All right. I think we've heard enough of crackhead, to be honest with you. All right, let's bring in my panel.
Oh my God, a panel?
A panel.
Public access freak show.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. She starts eating Alka-Seltzers and her mouth starts foaming.
she does.
MJ, I have to tell you.
Oh my God.
Yesterday.
She does. She starts eating Alka-Seltzers and then she's got foam coming out of her mouth.
MJ, yesterday was the first time I've been exposed to crackhead Barney.
Yes.
And I was not a fan. I did not support what she did to Alec Baldwin.
It's a TV show.
I have never gone from not liking somebody to loving somebody so quickly. I was wrong.
What did I do to Alec Baldwin? Pierce, do you see the damage that Alec did to me? Do you see the damage? Look at my arm. Look at my arm, Pierce. Look at my neck. I was maimed.
I was maimed by a white man.
Okay, I am her biggest fan.
I wonder how many views that has. It doesn't say.
Well, there's
Dude, that was on TV. It would have been a lot better.
There's
It
dozens.
has 316,000 views.
Ask her arm.
No, this
She's
has
moving it perfect.
Yeah, it has over 300,000 views on Pierce's site.
Right.
But then there's a bunch of other sites that have just
Where did she come from?
I don't know
How
where.
have I never heard of her?
I don't know where crackhead Barney, but give her a show on Comedy Central.
I never see somebody
You know
commit
what?
to their act.
I'll tell you what.
She went for it.
Let me tell you right now that CNN can't get any ratings with any show at night. They've canceled the King Charles show with Gayle King and Charles Barkley. They can't get anything
What about
going.
Caitlin Collins?
That gets no ratings whatsoever.
What?
Let me tell you right now. CNN ought to put Crackhead Barney on at 9 o'clock
Yes.
weeknights on CNN.
It'd be must-see TV.
Talk about somebody taking advantage of every second they're given. Like she is just like totally committed.
She's not coming up for air.
No.
You're right. Utilizing every freaking second that Piers Morgan is giving her.
Being totally committed and not being afraid of being committed.
She's fantastic.
Crackhead Barney. The video is posted. Hopefully it's propagated now. Go to mjmorningshow.com. That's mjmorningshow.com. And near the top, you'll see As Heard on the MJ Morning Show. You click on that and then just scroll down and you'll see the link.
She's a fine thespian.
I love her.
Crackhead Barney.
I'm a fan as well.
Oh, what an act.
Oh, my God. That's great. And Piers being so straight the whole time. I feel you're doing yourself a disservice.
You're a disgrace. It's like, Pierce, do you not get what she's doing?
You
You
are
idiot?
pathetic.
You're obviously insane.
Can I get your first reaction out of this? I'm moving on now. I'm moving on from Crackhead Barney.
No, more Crackhead Barney.
I am a fan.
I love her.
Good for you, Crackhead Barney.
Let me read you a headline. I would imagine that Roxanne is going to be the first to comment on this.
Okay.
The headline from the Post is...
I'm sorry. I just typed crack into Google.
Yes.
And the first thing that comes up is crackhead.
She's on top of the world. She's probably trending.
She's big in the crack realm. Good for her.
All right. So, headline, seeing a demon in your room when you wake up is more common than you think. Whoa.
What the hell are you...
All right. Have
Good
you ever...
morning, Todd.
Have you ever seen a demon in your room when you awakened?
No, I never have. Thankfully.
If you wake up and can't move your body, a shadowy figure looms over you.
Yeah, that's
but
the sea hag.
It feels too real to be a dream. If you've experienced this, you might have had a sleep paralysis hallucination.
Yeah, sleep paralysis. It's not an actual demon.
The hallucinations typically happen when somebody passes between the state of being asleep in the rapid eye movement stage and being awake, according to the National Sleep Foundation. The body is temporarily paralyzed during these hallucinations because the body doesn't move when a person is in REM sleep.
That's sea hag syndrome.
That's a concubus, isn't it?
Can I also point out that my wife's body does not move when REM is playing? Yeah, my wife hates REM.
I'm not a fan.
Not a fan.
My wife, for whatever reason, my wife hates REM.
Michael Stipe doesn't do it for me.
But you have, what, a hallucination that you're seeing a demon and someone's hovering over you?
MJ or Fester, if you look up like...
Yeah, I take it back. End of the World as We Know It was a pretty boppy song. I like that one.
I thought it was like you wake up and you see an old, crusty demon ghost like looking at you and you can't get up. They're sitting on your chest. And it's called the sea hag.
I think it's called a succubus.
A succubus?
Yes, it's like a female demon who's trying to do it with you while you're sleeping.
Sounds like a porn site. They're driving around in a bus or something.
You guys want to get in the succubus?
Yeah, no, she's right. A succubus is understood to be a female form supernatural entity that appears in dreams to seduce men, usually through sexual activity.
Succubus, wow. Look at that.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. I once had, and this is the only time it happened in my entire life, and it seemed real, but I think the only explanation is that it was a dream. And I was out in Los Angeles working. I was 23 years old. This was 1989. This is 1989 or 1990. And I'm in Los Angeles. I'm in Hollywood. And I'll give you the exact address. I was at 531 and a half North Orange Drive. 531 or 531 and a half North Orange. This is a triplex, like a 1926 built house. That's it right there. That is. So you see the window to the right? That was my apartment. That's where I lived.
Bottom floor?
Bottom floor. No, not that's the left, Fester.
Oh.
It's the right.
There, okay.
There you go. So the doorway, you had the door, the center, then you had a door to the left, and the door. So there was a triplex. There were 3 units in this house on 530, 531. I was 531 and a half. North Orange. The actual address is 529, 531, and 531 and a half. And you can even see the addresses on the side of the building.
It has a little half.
So I was working for Pirate Radio in Los Angeles at the time. And it was middle of the night. For whatever reason, I woke up and I looked in the corner of the room. So across my bed, the right side of the room, far corner, there was like this demon-y ghost kind of thing that was like, folks, you know me, I don't believe this crap. I'm the one that's like all science in here. I don't believe all the woo, but it must have been one of these like borderline REM sleep, and I awoke at the wrong time, and I saw this crazy like demon-y ghost. Like it was emanating like glowing, flashing, like irradiating colors. Cool. And it was like, it had like this horrific, evil, face, like something out of Predator. And it was like moving. It was in the corner. And I went back to sleep and I woke up, when the sun was up and, it wasn't there. But what the hell did anybody want to comment on this? What the hell did I experience? Now, it's a 1926 old Hollywood house that I was in Hollywood, California.
You saw the succubus.
I might have. All right. So if anyone wants to comment on this, because you know me, I don't believe in all the supernatural stuff. I don't believe in Bigfoot. I don't believe in ghosts.
How is this the first time you're ever telling the story that you saw a succubus in your room? A demon.
I guess it's never come up on the show.
How come you also said when you were in Hollywood you were within walking distance of Pink's hot dogs?
I was.
Could you imagine?
Pink's
God.
Pink's Hot Dogs was right up on La Brea. I was only a couple of blocks away from Pink's.
I love Pink's Hot Dogs.
Where I lived on North Orange Drive, Hollywood, California, 90036, where I lived was just a couple of blocks to the east of La Brea, and I was 2 blocks south of Melrose. And Pink's is right up near the corner of Melrose and La Brea. If anyone would like to weigh in on this. So, folks, this is the first time I've ever told this story on the air. I mean, you never know what's going to happen on this show. You never know what's going to transpire, what's going to develop. And I just told the story about this crazy demon that I saw in the corner of my bedroom in 1989 or 1990 in Hollywood, California. What the hell was it? You know, as I read the stories, seeing a demon in your room when you wake up is more common than you think. I'm guessing that it was just a hallucination. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I couldn't move. So it's, again, the story describes the paralysis. I don't think it was a real demon. I think maybe it was just this hallucination and a paralysis when the body doesn't move, when you're in REM sleep, and I guess you wake up and you're in that transitional period when someone passes between the state of being asleep in the rapid eye movement stage and then being awake. So I must have awakened right on that precipice. That's got to be it. If anyone wants to, comment on this, I'd love to hear from you. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Look, the phones are ringing. You want to? Should I go to the homunculus lines? What is it? The
succubus.
The succubus.
The succubus. Yes.
Let me go to.
This is a midget, isn't it?
No, and then the incubus is the guy version. The succubus is the female. The incubus is the guy, and then I think the concubus is like a blend or something.
Really?
This is a bad band.
All right, let me go to phones. Christian is in Riverview. Christian, hi. You're on the succubus phones.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Doing fine. Hey, is this show freaky today or what?
A little bit, I guess.
I love it. All right, go ahead, Christian.
So when I was in the military, I was stationed out in Japan, just south of Hiroshima, and I remember there was one night I was going to sleep, and there was these demons. I was awake, I could move and everything, and I turned my light out, and out come the wall like a demon that just went through my body. And I remember I just freaked out and I swung on it because, I didn't know what it was. And it looked like those Oni mask, those old traditional Japanese masks. And for 5 minutes, these demons were just flying around the room. And I couldn't do anything, but I was wide awake, hadn't went to sleep yet.
All right, but do you think it was that period between REM sleep and you woke up at the right time and it was all hallucinogenic?
It was before I went to bed.
Okay, first of all, thank you for your service.
Wow.
I do also have to ask, any drugs involved?
Was what involved?
Drugs?
No.
Did you have any access to tactical nukes?
No.
All right, just checking. Hey, Christian, thanks for the call.
Crazy story.
Thank y'all. Have a good one.
Yeah. Stephen, Davis Islands. Stephen, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Yes, good morning, MJ.
Yes, good morning, Stephen.
When do these dreams occur?
This happened to me in 1989 or 1990. This has only happened to me once.
When only one time do you have high blood sugar?
I didn't know. I didn't test my blood sugar back in 89 or 90. I don't think so.
have you ever hit your partner when you're having these nightmares?
Yes, he has. I remember that. Michelle used to get mad at you because one time you punched her in the face one time while you were sleeping.
Well, but that was many years later. This is like, like somewhere in the 2000s, I accidentally hit Michelle while we were sleeping.
Yeah.
Or what is the demon that you see?
Well, listen, Steven.
This is an interview?
Steven, hold on. Steven, can I?
Tell me about the demon.
I'm being interviewed. Steven, can you tell me, are you a doctor? What do you do?
I'm a doctor of sleep. And if people want to call, if you have these nightmares, call the History Channel hotline.
He hung up.
What the hell was that?
Oh, no. I wish you would have kept going, though.
Yeah.
Why'd you hang
Count
up?
Dracula calling up.
I feel like he was doing a good...
about the thing.
Miles is in South Tampa. Miles, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Just a freaky edition today. Hello.
Good morning. How's everyone?
Going well. Go ahead.
Good. Yeah, this happened to me. I was sleeping, and then I felt like I sort of woke up and I felt I was paralyzed. And I opened my eyes and I see this black demon in black rags pressing down on my chest. And as soon as we made sort of like eye contact, although he didn't have a face, he was whisked away. And I woke up and I felt fine. But it was a feeling of total paralysis. And it was freaky. I told some people and they thought I was possessed or something, but I don't believe in all that stuff anyways.
Yeah, I just think that the explanation is the period when you're awake and right on the edge of, like, almost like you awake as you're going into REM sleep. I think that's the explanation.
Yeah.
A lot of
It was freaky, and I told some friends, and they just some didn't comment, and some just thought, oh no, you met the devil.
Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate the call. Hey, listen, I'm hitting some buttons here. I mean, people are like identifying.
Sleep paralysis gets blamed for a lot of alien sightings in bedrooms and stuff.
And Froggy, you're just amazed that I've never told the demon in the corner ever?
Because I've told you about how I've seen my grandfather in the mirror before basketball practice when I was a kid, and you never believed me. You're like, meanwhile, you're seeing Satan in the corner of your room.
All right, Ivy's in Clearwater. Hey, Ivy.
Hi.
Are you okay?
I can't. Yes, I can't with you guys. You guys are like, I can't. I'm just cracking up. So we either you ate some bad chili or you really did see a demon.
For real. Ate some bad mushrooms.
Thank you, Ivy.
Ivy, anything else?
No, actually, I experienced that a couple of times,
Right.
and I guess that makes a lot of sense. I just blamed it on, like, the horror movies that I watched the night before.
Yeah, I think there's more of a scientific explanation. Ivy, thanks for listening.
You're welcome.
I'm glad we can entertain you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Gabby in Seminole. Hey, Gabby, you're next on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
We're fine. Go ahead.
So I totally believe what you're saying. I'm like not the same. I'm not the biggest ghost believer and whatnot. But a couple years ago, I can't remember if it was after I had my baby or if it was when I was pregnant. But I was asleep one night. I woke up and my eyes just open. I could not move, and I looked. I was like looking over with my eyeballs to my husband. He was like asleep, and like I could not get words out to wake him up. I felt like this like ominous thing was in the room. I didn't really see anything, but like it just was a heavy feeling. It was like the scariest thing I've ever dealt with in my life.
Did it resolve? Has it ever come back, or this was a one-off?
It was a one-time thing.
Yeah, same with me. Mine was a one-off. It's never happened again. 1989 or 1990, and boom, that was it. One and done.
I felt something was like behind my dresser. My dresser was like at a diagonal in the corner, and I just it just felt like something was behind there, just like watching me, and I felt like I was up for hours too, and it's like you just could not move. It was so crazy.
Wow, Gabby, thanks for the call. Hey, a couple more here, Andrew, and then I got to move on because I'm getting late here. We're about to end an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ. Let me grab Stacy. Stacy, quickly, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Has this happened to you?
Numerous times, yes.
So, sleep paralysis, or you think you've really seen demons?
I don't know if they're aliens. I don't know if they're demons. I don't know. It's just a dark figure, shadowy.
Just lurking in your bedroom in the middle of the night?
Just, yeah. Sometimes he stands over the foot of my bed. I wake up, I can't move. But I'm very sensitive.
Again, it's got to be the sleep paralysis. Again, you wake up just as you're like hitting, it's like the perfect storm or timing as you're about to enter REM sleep.
I'll already be asleep, and somehow I wake up and I'm paralyzed, and there's this figure.
That's it. It's got to be what it is. Stacy, thank you for the call. All right, I got to move on here. Last call. Chrissy, quickly in St. Pete. Chrissy, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, MJ. How are you?
I am well. Go ahead.
You probably don't recognize my voice right now, but I used to be the intern with you guys, and this has to do with the show from years and years ago.
Old CeeLo.
CeeLo?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. This is. Oh, we love CeeLo. And CeeLo, I've seen CeeLo numerous times. Are you still in law enforcement?
I am almost 21 years.
This is so, folks. This is a former intern and one of our great interns, one of our very memorable interns on the MJ Morning Show years ago. This is CeeLo. Back when J-Lo was big, we named her CeeLo, and CeeLo went on to become a St. Pete police officer. And how many years have you been serving the city of St. Pete?
Almost 21 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Come by and visit sometime.
What was that?
Come by and visit.
I need to. I know. I don't work day shifts. I'm just up because I have an appointment. But I heard this, and I thought this was hilarious. And I'm not sure I ever told you this story because I would have sounded like a crazy person. But now that you guys are talking about it, let's talk about it. So one day I dream very vividly, and I don't forget them. And I dreamt that I was going through a museum, and on one side of the museum was like the original piece or animal, and on the other side was the cloned one. And I'm walking through the museum. After we get through the end of it, this guy's handing out these papers, these leaflets, and it says, and I hope you remember this, it says www.clonejesus.com. And on the leaflet, it told you how to clone them, and you're going through each of the steps, and I'm reading it. And when I got to the final step, I tried to wake up, and I couldn't, and I felt like something was sitting on my chest. I opened my eyes. I tried to scream. Something was sitting on my chest, covering my mouth. And I never knew what the heck that was. I thought, great, another one of my crazy things, but this time it's now bled into reality because I cannot remember. I can't get up and I can't move.
Yeah.
But then I heard the show that day, and this was before I started working with you guys. You guys were talking about that www.clonejesus.com and how that they had found in the cave that piece of cloth, and they were trying to do that. And it's because my idiot, I would always put my alarm instead of waking up to some buzzard, your show, when I was in high school and college.
Yes.
And then you became an intern. It has to be, again, that it's sleep paralysis. It's
And the cloth is called the Shroud of Turin.
Yes, that's the cloth, CeeLo.
The shroud.
And,
hey, CeeLo, it's great to hear from you. You got to stop by when you can, okay?
I will. You guys take care. Be safe.
All right. Thanks,
Give me
CeeLo.
a PBA card.
Yeah. They don't have PBA cards, do they?
I don't know.
It's not like up north with, the whole racket getting out of speeding tickets.
She was the best.
Yeah, CeeLo was a great intern. Now she's been a St. Pete police officer for like 21 years. All right, 8:53 at the MJ Morning Show. This brings to an end over an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. And look, the revelation today, something I've never revealed ever on the MJ Morning Show, but I don't think it was an actual demon in my room. It was just sleep paralysis and the hallucination that goes with it. And that was it. That's what I believe. Science. All right, 8:54 at the MJ Morning Show. MJ and the crew back in minutes. Is the MJ Morning Show on Q105 and Boccherini in D minor. I have no idea if I know it's Boccherini. I have no idea what the major or minor or whatever the hell it is. All right, it's 9:03 at the MJ Morning Show, and tonight is a do or die situation. It's a do or die situation. What is that? Yeah, we will be invincible. Pat Benatar. Hey, Fester, bring that up. Bring up Pat Benatar. Tonight is a do or die situation for. Oh, come on, Fester. Who is it? Come on,
hockey
TB.
stuff.
TB.
What?
The Lightning's
Yes.
playoffs.
Yep. So tonight is a do or die situation.
But it's a home game, so.
So they lost the first two?
They're kind of in the same situation that they were in the first round of the playoffs last year. Listen, go Lightning. And I want the Thunderbug. They still have the Thunderbug? Yeah.
They do.
All right.
Yeah.
And you got the famous national anthem singer.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they play on that cold liquid.
Yes.
Frozen solid.
Yeah. So tonight is a home game.
We're really not huge hockey
Well,
people.
listen, I don't know.
I'm about to say.
Listen, well, Froggy thinks that the goalie is Vasilevsky.
Yeah, we need his hockey input right about now.
Yeah, it's Vasilevsky. I know that. But the third game of the first round of the playoffs tonight, the Lightning have dropped 2 games to the Florida Panthers. Now they're coming back to Tampa tonight. And like I said,
if they lose tonight,
then they're not invincible.
Yeah,
they'll be invisible for the rest of the season.
They're quite vincible.
Yeah.
All right, good luck, boys.
Remember last year, hey, Andrew, you're the hockey expert. Last year, the Lightning, they got blasted out of round 1 by, who was
Toronto.
it? Toronto?
Yes, Toronto.
The Maple Leafs last year. And they're sort of in the same situation on the precipice, on the precipice of elimination tonight. So they got to win tonight, or it's all done.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Great
story?
analysis.
Hold on. What?
It's a best of 7 series.
No, but hold on. 3. So but they have to win.
I was told there wasn't math today.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Hold on.
All right,
If it's a best of 7 series,
Right.
it's the first person to 4 wins.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay. So
it's not do or die tonight?
All right, hang on. All right. So I'm wrong.
But it's a great song.
But hold on. But they need to win tonight, right?
Yeah, they kind of do.
Yeah.
All right. So then I'm right there.
But
All
it's
right,
not a do or die situation.
But I think
We will be invincible. I love that song.
I think this
by the
song
way,
would pump them up.
Froggy just walked into the room. Where have you been for the
Okay.
last 4 minutes?
Getting my
5-hour energy?
liquid energy.
Nobody can hear that.
Hang on.
It doesn't make a sound.
It doesn't make a sound. Anyway, so like we just said, we know nothing about hockey. Or Andrew, our producer, knows a little bit about hockey.
I used to, but I don't.
We
Yeah,
know
Roxanne knows sports.
we know nothing about hockey.
Thank you,
But
Andrew.
I thought tonight was but so it's best of 7.
Can we
Yes.
put is it Pat Benatar?
It is Pat Benatar.
We've been playing
Yes,
it.
and guess
Dude,
what?
You're 5 minutes late coming back to the studio.
I have stomach issues.
Anyway, I never claimed to be a lightning or a hockey expert, but so mathematically, they could lose tonight and then win 4 more, right? Right? Is that so? It's 7 games.
Technically, that's possible, yes.
All right.
Has Vasilevsky in goal?
He's going to slip right in there.
All right, so I stand corrected. The Lightning could lose tonight, but then they'd have to win the remaining 4 in a row.
But then it would be a do or die situation.
Is there already playoffs again? You
yeah.
got to be kidding
Yeah.
me.
And, listen, first of all, hockey just is
It
way...
never ends.
Hockey's way
No.
too long. I mean, they started in what, October?
It's like the most brutal sport, and it never ends.
And
I think they start. I mean, Andrew, don't they start preseason in September?
It's too
Yes.
much.
Yes.
I think the regular season starts in October, right?
Yes.
And then the damn thing doesn't end until, what, June?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever the heck it is. And there are like 39 rounns, right?
And it's too much.
It feels like a lot of people get in the playoffs. It does feel like everyone gets a trophy kind of.
Whatever.
No, only one person gets a trophy. For the rest of them, it's a do or die situation.
All right.
But they all get in the playoffs.
Folks, this concludes. We don't know what the hell we're talking about hockey talk here on the MJ Morning Show.
But I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if we play do or die, Pat Benatar, that is going to pump them up for tonight.
All right.
Pat Benatar.
Katy Perry, speaking of music, Katy Perry is calling BS, and Katy Perry is what she says is the biggest lie in the music industry, and she's saying, I don't need it, and she's not going to have it anymore. So what do you think the biggest lie in the music industry is, according to Katy Perry?
Oh, if it's something like you have to go to Puff Daddy's parties, that's going to be really awful.
Nope.
Does it have something to do with like singing on live?
Singing live?
Like backing tracks and stuff like that? No?
Nope. Nothing to do with
Lip syncing.
Well, and you've got some celebs that they'll do a concert and they're not even singing. They got just a track is playing,
How about her boobs? Anything to do with those?
Nope. It's the
auto-tune or something?
biggest lie in the music industry.
Auto-tune?
Auto-tune is a good guess, but no. All right, let me just tell you what it is.
That
So
they brush their teeth every day?
Katy Perry
Good one.
I know who that's.
I don't do it. Nope.
She was speaking at some American Idol top 10 tastemaker event. What the? What?
Oh, you mean Toastmaker?
It says tastemaker.
Oh.
It's look this up. I have no idea. The American Idol top 10 tastemaker event. What do they have, like finalists that are cooking hors d'oeuvres or something in a test kitchen? What is the American Idol tastemaker event? Anyway, what Katy Perry is saying is that as an artist, you were always told that you write songs out of pain, that all music comes out of pain.
I think so.
So are you telling me that, like, the Village People, YMCA, that song came out of pain?
Listen, dude.
Well, they were in pain, and then they had to make themselves happy somehow.
Dude, there was some very severe pain.
I stop.
In some parts.
I should never have said Village People.
In the Navy,
All right,
there was some pain.
I should have never said that.
In the Navy.
Well, also, they didn't.
You can sail the 7 seas.
In the Navy.
You can be all you can be.
I think it's more like you can get on your knees or something.
Whoa.
That's
the painful stuff.
No. I don't. That was a bad example.
Yep.
Because also, I don't think the Village People wrote any of those songs.
Okay. Well, like Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine.
Right.
What was going on in her life that was such a terrible experience that she came up with that awesome, happy, boppy song?
Shattered L4.
Wow. Oh.
Not an L4. She's paralyzed.
L4.
Okay, I have a very interesting statistic.
Yeah.
All right. Over the last, from 1983 until 2017, how many songs do you think are about breakup?
All of them.
Breaking up is hard to do.
And heartache. Yeah. Breakup and heartache.
Yeah. Heartache is...
Okay, I don't think all music comes from...
14 out of 15 songs.
I don't think all music comes from pain.
Yep.
All right.
The number of songs or the percentage?
Let me just read this exactly as it is. The study highlights the overreaching trend found in the music of the last 30 years is the prevalence of songs about heartbreak, with 14 of the 15 most listened to songs having been written about.
Heartbreaker.
Yep.
Love me.
Yeah.
What was that line from Seinfeld? Somebody actually sent it to me in a DM on Instagram. How about shot through the heart and you're to blame, darling? You give love a bad name. Yeah.
Don't do that.
All right, sorry.
That's the song that was playing when I saw the kid get beheaded. You know that.
Oh, that's right.
Don't do it.
Someone actually said that to me one time. Like, not someone I was dating, but they said that
they want to shoot you through the heart.
No, that I made them feel that way.
Michelle just sent me a text. Michelle sent me a text. Oh my God! Could you have possibly blundered this lightning talk anymore?
I know, all of us.
Oh, what is she such a big fan?
Yeah. You know what?
Football is her forte.
I'm sure I could have blundered the lightning talk even a little bit more than I did. So to answer your question, Michelle, yes, I could have theoretically blundered the lightning talk even more. All right, so Katy Perry is saying that she doesn't agree, that this whole premise that as an artist, you usually write songs out of pain, and she says that I actually think that that's kind of the biggest lie that any artist has ever been told, is that you have to stay in pain in order to be a great creator.
Of course you do. They're all tortured souls.
Look at Bobby McFarlane, totally tortured. Don't worry.
You know what? He was standing on a building's ledge when he wrote that song.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Be happy.
Is a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy.
That sounds like the Punjab version of that, all right?
Don't worry, be happy.
No, stop. Don't even play that, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Pharrell was really pissed.
Hey, did I
at
mention that tonight is do or die for the Lightning? I'm kidding. All right, so Taylor Swift has gone through hell. Taylor Swift says that employers won't even hire her. Taylor Swift is having a hard time. Taylor Swift is having a hard time with money, paying the bills, getting by. What is the answer to this riddle? Anybody?
Well, they kicked her dad out of the apartment in St. Pete?
Nope. Anybody? Come on.
What?
Huh, tell us.
It's not the real Taylor Swift, or it is a real Taylor Swift.
How many other Taylor Swifts are out there right now?
That's the point.
Dude, I saw a documentary about a guy named Michael Jordan, and he lived in Chicago.
Yeah.
Hey,
and,
guys.
he would make he would make reservations under Michael Jordan,
Right.
and they would clear the schedule.
Right. But then he'd show up. Then he'd show up, and they'd like deny him the table,
And they'd like,
thinking he's a big fraudster.
Well, they'd sit him down. I'm with Michael Jordan, and they, sir, when is Mr. Jordan arriving? Oh, I'm Michael Jordan, and he was.
Here's my driver's license. Take a look. I'm Michael Jordan. This is a 19-year-old young woman whose name is Taylor Swift, and she says life is hell having a name like Taylor Swift, when, of course, we all know that there's Taylor Swift that's kind of sucking the oxygen out of numerous rooms. So she says that she can't get a job. They don't want to hire her because her name is Taylor Swift. She's a 19-year-old young woman.
See, that's her parents' fault. They named her after Taylor Swift.
No, she was Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift was.
She's 19.
But hang on a minute. Before Taylor Swift really entered this. What
Taylor
year?
Swift's been famous for 20 years.
Has it been that long? I know that.
I saw her in like 2005.
I know she started out like at 14 years old or something, or
Yeah, she was young.
she started out very.
So her first single was Tim McGraw. The song was in 2006, which is 18 years ago.
All right, she's 19. So it seems like she was Taylor Swift just coincidentally before Taylor Swift started to hit the music scene here in the United States and worldwide.
I went to middle school with a guy named Rod Stewart.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Get out of here.
That's like the Michael Bolton guy from Office Space.
There was Rodney Stewart.
Get out of here. Really? Yeah. I once had a yard guy named David Bowie. All right. Yeah. We could probably do this all day long.
Or let's work with a guy in the tire department named Axl Rose.
Yeah.
My pediatrician is Mike Jordan, for real.
Yeah, I had a proctologist by the name of I had a proctologist by the name of Boy George. Yeah.
I don't want to see Boy George.
All comes full circle.
I'm a chameleon.
What'd you say, Andrew?
I have a doctor currently whose name is Muhammad Ali.
Get out of here.
I'm serious.
You have a doctor named Muhammad Ali?
My rheumatologist's name is Muhammad Ali.
Does he say, I fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee? I'm going to fix your rheumatoid arthritis.
No. It's not that Muhammad Ali.
Oh.
It's old Muhammad Ali.
Flow like a butterfly.
Andrew, take your pants down.
Sting like a cotton ball.
Check your joints. Right? Isn't that what a rheumatologist does?
Yeah, well, rheumatoid arthritis. Yeah.
My hand may be shaking, but I'll get it in there.
It's time for your prostate exam, Andrew. I'm going to punch your speed bag.
Does anybody
Come
have...
on, gorilla, we in Manila.
All right, can I move on here, guys?
You want to know something funny? I have a George Foreman cooker.
It's the George Foreman grill. What do you mean George Foreman cooker?
Yeah, it's fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. It's float, you hump.
What?
Yeah, it's float like a butterfly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to fly like a butterfly.
By the way, did I tell you that it was do or die for the Lightning tonight?
Yeah, just throw out erroneous
We
sports
even queued up
mantras.
Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
Yes. We know.
Hey, no shocker here. These Florida cities have the worst traffic in the state right now. I'm a little surprised at one thing. So, the worst cities to drive as far as commuting, driving, there's a brand new study that's out from Forbes, and we have 3 Florida cities that are among the worst places to drive in the United States. So Forbes, they looked at all kinds of research and they crunched all kinds of data, and they ranked the 47 most populated cities across the country. They looked at the categories including driving experience, safety, cost of car ownership, and access to car maintenance. So as far as safety, I would think that traffic would play and accidents would play into this. So the worst places to drive on the list of 47 most populated areas in the United States. 3 of these are in the state of Florida, and Miami is on the list. Tampa is on the list, and then Jacksonville is on the list. How could Orlando not be on this list? Orlando is a hell. Listen, Tampa Bay is getting bad. 275 at rush hour times. I-4, the congestion at Malfunction Junction. I mean, even East County, Hillsborough, where you would have like nice smooth rides. I mean, now traffic is backed up and it takes you 5 light cycles to get through some intersections. So the traffic here is bad, but I'm telling you, whenever I've been in the Orlando area, that's even worse. How's Orlando not on this list?
Dude, my last show that was in Orlando, my convention, it took me 3.5 hours to get home from it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I was going to lose my mind.
That ought to be, what, an hour and 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Hour and 20 minutes, maybe?
It hasn't been like that for years.
Yeah. It took you 3.5 hours?
Yes.
Try driving there on a Friday.
It's just the pits.
Yeah.
The bottlenecks never end.
Yeah. The study ranked Miami as the 2nd worst city in America in which to drive. And let's see, Tampa Bay area was... Does it say where Tampa ranks? So Miami's number 2. Tampa 24. So Jacksonville, the 22nd worst city to drive in the country, and then Tampa Bay ranks number 24. So yay, we're number 24.
Yay.
Coming in at number 24, it's Tampa Bay. All right, 9:21 at the MJ Morning Show. We have a final chunk of this broadcast with full lightning analysis coming up next. I'm going to try to botch it up even more. Michelle wanted to know, could I possibly botch it up? Yes, I can.
Hold my beer.
Yeah,
Watch this.
Yes, I can. Anyway, final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next here on Q105. And don't forget, we're also about 40 minutes away from the Cash Kitty. The Cash Kitty will roll out at 10 o'clock sharp, or thereabouts, with the next keyword for you to text or enter on our website or the app for your shot to win $1,000. So Cash Kitty's on the way at 10 o'clock. That's 40 minutes away. We have Cash Kitty again at 12 noon, then again at 3 and 5 p.m. this afternoon here on Q105. Looking for... Join Bumper with... Whoa! Wow, breaking news just out. Harvey Weinstein's conviction's been overturned.
Really?
What is this,
Yes.
a joke?
No, I'm not joking. Listen to this.
What?
Harvey Weinstein's conviction overturned by New York's top court.
So he's not free.
Listen, minutes ago, New York appeals court overturns Harvey Weinstein's 2020 rape conviction from landmark Me Too trial. Associated Press. This is from 9 minutes ago. New York's highest court on Thursday overturned Harvey Weinstein's 2020 rape conviction, finding the judge at the landmark Me Too trial.
Technicalities.
Yeah.
So do they retry him now under a different judge?
He's already with a potted plant right now.
He's celebrating.
Yeah.
Well, he's not released.
With a
right?
fern.
No. Yeah.
Hold on. He's had convictions in California and in New York.
Right. We conclude that the trial court erroneously admitted testimony of uncharged alleged prior sexual acts against persons other than the complainants of the underlying crimes. The court's 4-3 decision said the remedy for these egregious errors is a new trial. So
I got to celebrate going to the Home Depot Garden Center.
Yeah.
So are they releasing him from the Mohawk Correctional Facility in Rome, New York?
It's a good question. Like pending another trial? Well, if the trial's been ruled invalid, then how could you hold him?
Does he have charges to answer for in California?
I think he's got charges to answer for in Reykjavik, Iceland.
I mean, they're all over, but
yeah.
What's
okay.
next? Bill Cosby's coming back?
Bill
Picture
Cosby,
pages?
he's back.
Bop.
Hey, is Bill Cosby alive or dead?
Alive.
He's alive?
Yes.
One of his eyes is dead, but he's alive.
I saw that eye close up.
What?
Hey, check a look at my eye.
Roxanne's line of the day. I saw that eye close up.
I did. It
I was all up in that cataract.
It's mesmerizing.
Yeah,
It's mesmerizing.
The cause is 86.
Wow.
Wow, man.
Hey, big Weinstein news, but I would imagine that he would be released pending a new trial. Because if the court has invalidated the conviction, then you can't hold him if he's suddenly not convicted. They've undone the conviction. All right, 9:33, breaking news.
He'll be in the Bahamas soon.
Here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, a couple of things before we get out of here today. Michelle and I are headed over to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office fallen officer memorial this morning. So that's
Where's
why.
that at?
In Ybor at the.
Oh, that's why you're dressed so nice today.
Yep. So we're heading over there. So I gotta shut things down. Maybe a few minutes early today, so I can swing by the house, get Michelle, and then get to Ybor for the ceremony.
How Hermit can handle the last few
this
minutes.
morning. Yeah, you know what? I think we'll just end the show a couple of minutes.
I mean,
early.
how could do it?
Yeah. A couple of things before we get out of here today. Actually, I got a lot to do, but we, as always, we always come to the end of the show, and there's a ton of stuff. Tell me if this fits you guys. Now, as you heard earlier on the show, Michelle and I have no vacation plans. Now, Julian does have a little bit of time off, and this kind of fits this particular item. The majority of U.S. travelers, according to a brand new survey, this is from the Vacationer, and they say that the majority of travelers here in the U.S. this summer plan a big road trip. Road trip.
As opposed to flying?
Yeah.
Now, Julian would like to drive around Montana or something. Hey, let me.
I'd like to do that too.
Yeah.
That's on my bucket list.
Would you fly out there and then drive? I mean,
no, they're going to drive to Montana. You idiot.
He said monster road trip.
No.
Monster.
I never said. I never
You're
said.
talking about a road-
I didn't say monster road
You're
trip.
talking about a road trip. You want a hell of a road trip? Drive to Montana.
No, we would fly.
That's what I'm asking.
Dude, all of our vacations when I was a kid were road trips.
Hey, Michelle, where does Julian want to drive?
Oh, somewhere over there with the mountains and the parks.
Oh, there.
Yeah,
Yellowstone?
yeah, Utah, Montana, maybe Colorado.
Utah?
Something like that.
No, you don't want to go? I mean, how about that for a summer trip?
Well, that wouldn't work because he's going to be in school, remember?
I know a guy will get you RV.
I know, but when could he go, and how much time does he have?
He has less than 2 weeks starting next Friday, and then he has less than 2 weeks at the end of the summer.
All right, well.
What are we going to
He's
do?
deciding to go to school all summer long.
Yeah, Julian's going to go to school and knock credits down, over the summer.
Right, so he can either get ahead or take less credits when he needs to really work on film stuff.
Could he take a week off of school?
Say it again?
Could he take a week off of school?
Oh, yeah. So what? Don't show up for the first week of a new semester?
No, once he's gotten the groove, gotten to know his professors, got the syllabus.
No.
Okay, do a little online. Don't kids do everything online
What
nowadays?
kind of slacker student were you?
Well, also, the summer classes are like double because each day is like twice or three times the work.
It's accelerated, 100% right.
It's easy.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, isn't that what kids do nowadays? Don't they do everything online because of COVID? They all figured out how to work go to their classes from
No,
home.
school is back in session, Roxanne.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're
Well,
still able to
clearly.
zoom in somewhere.
The majority of
And
U.S.
he hates online because he just can't stand it.
Yeah.
He's like, that's not a
Anyway,
learning
the reason why I'm calling is I saw a story from the Vacationer that there's a new 2024 summer travel survey out from the Vacationer. They're saying that the majority of U.S. travelers are going to do a summer road trip.
Exactly.
And that's
why it's not a good time to go there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In the summertime, the national parks are crazy.
You know what I want to do, MJ?
Sometimes they even shut the entrance down because there are too many cars inside.
Well, I think you still have to get tickets to get in now.
Yeah.
All the rules that they implemented during COVID are still in place.
Yeah, for us.
And so it's very difficult to get tickets. But remember the time that we went to the Grand Canyon, the best time to go, I'm going to spill a little secret here, the best time to go to the Grand Canyon is the week after Labor Day when everybody is back in school.
Yep.
And Chloe was 2 when we got to go.
Oh, yeah.
And there was nobody there.
Yeah.
We walked right up.
We have the
And
whole
also the
Grand
best time
Canyon
to
to
go-
ourselves.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Almost all to ourselves. And then the best time to go to Mount Rushmore is when?
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
we went to Mount Rushmore on New Year's Eve. We were the only ones at Mount Rushmore.
Nice.
Seriously. So I swear, we were the only people at Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
We were the only car in the parking lot. We were the only people walking down that long walkway. To the observation.
Also, you will not have any provisions on the way there and back on the little one-way or either the little one-way road, one way in, one way out road, because remember, everything was closed. Every gas station, every snack shop,
because it's winter in South Dakota.
And New Year's Eve winter on top of that. All right, Michelle, I gotta go. Are you ready to go?
I'll be ready to go when you get here.
All right, because I'm gonna leave a few minutes early, and then so we can get to the memorial service. Okay.
This isn't exactly a few minutes early, but okay.
All right. No, I'm going to be shutting things down maybe 2 minutes
I'm
earlier.
calling you.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Have you seen the movie Sideways?
Of course I've seen the movie Sideways.
It's a wine movie. You know what I want to do? They have a tour where the movie took place out in Carmel or wherever that place is called.
Do you get to ram your car into a tree?
Yeah.
But you get to go to all the restaurants and all the wineries they do in the movie.
Oh, really?
It's
That's
a tour.
cute.
It's a couple-day tour, and I want to do that because I love that movie. It's my favorite.
Is Mount Rushmore worth the trip?
I've been there.
think so. Yeah, I think so.
It's pretty fascinating when you see it up close.
You know, there was a recent list
close do you
out.
get?
There was a recent list out of like tourist attractions that are like the biggest overhyped wastes of time.
Stonehenge.
And Mount Rushmore was on the list, and I kind of disagree with that. I thought it was cool. I mean, you see all the pictures, you see them on the back of coins and stuff, but to get to Mount Rushmore and actually just look and see it, to see the grandiosity, I think it's worth it.
I wanted to go to the Four Corners as a kid, and my dad's like, "You're an idiot. It's just an X on the ground. There's 4 states.
What is that? Utah,
Colorado, and Arizona, New Mexico."
There you go.
Yeah, I was like,
Who wants to do that?
I was like, "Dad, let's go to the Four Corners." He's like, "Screw you. I'm not going to the Four Corners. Let's go to Vegas."
You dumbass fat kid.
That's what he said.
He called you a dumbass fat kid?
He's like, "Listen, sometimes I don't know if I can claim you as my son because you say such stupid things."
He said that?
Oh, Dad.
Wait a minute. He actually has said that to you?
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, all the time.
Oh.
He was right. They're pretty stupid.
Oh,
Let's
man.
go to the Four Corners.
I got a nightmare story here. This is did you see the American tourist that is facing 12 years in a Turks and Caicos prison because he inadvertently had some ammo left in his luggage?
Dude, how did American TSA not find that?
Yeah. Well, it was a checked bag, so you would think, though, because all checked bags are screened. That went, not long after 9/11, that became a requisite that you had to screen bags that were going under the plane, not just the carry-ons. But this is a really spooky story. Valerie Watson is the wife. She was able to come home earlier this week in like total tears. She lands at the Will Rogers Airport, which is in Oklahoma City. But her husband, Ryan Watson, he's in a dark, nasty jail in the Turks and Caicos. Oh. Because, totally accidental, had some ammunition, some rounds that were just loose in his luggage. He must have used it for some other trip. Totally inadvertent. He didn't have a gun with him. He didn't have a rifle with him, but he had some rounds. And it was discovered when he was leaving Turks and Caicos. My God, the TSA, I wish they would have found this before he left the United States, because this would have been a whole different story.
Oh, boy.
He's leaving the Turks and Caicos, and apparently there is a mandatory 12-year prison term for having guns or ammo. Airport security allegedly found 4 rounds of hunting ammo in his luggage. Actually, this was a carry-on bag. So,
my gosh,
that's even worse.
That's quite a hefty.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I thought it was a check bag, but it was a carry-on bag. So he had 4 rounds in a carry-on bag. So why wasn't that discovered when they left
Oklahoma City
at the Will Rogers Airport? That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, it was a carry-on bag. There's another story with another individual that had some rounds that had fallen into a check bag. So there's a whole different story. Yeah, it's Brian Hagerich. He's awaiting trial after ammo was found in his bag, a check bag, back in February. This guy's from Pennsylvania. Same deal, Turks and Caicos. So the first guy I'm talking about, it was in his carry-on, just a couple of loose rounds, and the second guy had in his check bag, and facing 12 years in a Caribbean prison hellhole.
So is he in prison right now, or is he just detained on the island without?
He is in jail right now, pending trial or something.
I would spend every day trying to figure out how to break out.
Yeah.
It's called jail.
Well, but it's also the Turks and Caicos.
Yeah,
why can't
probably like bamboo hut jail?
Why can't the federal government get involved, through diplomatic channels and try to get this sorted out?
Can we do a prisoner exchange like we did for Brittany Griner? Who do we have from Turks and Caicos in captivity?
Oh, yeah, we got one of the biggest romance scam masterminds in Leavenworth right now.
Let's give them back.
Yeah.
Get our people back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there are any big, Turks and Caicos mastermind criminals in U.S. jails. All right, 9:44, folks, at the MJ Morning Show. I got to head out. So actually, we're kind of ending the show on time, but I got to get out of here quickly and go get Michelle so we can get to the Hillsborough County Fallen Officer Memorial later this morning. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you back here tomorrow on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, and let's be careful out there.